That does sound like classic. Nice, did nice. Doing a job there. See, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to maybe end up there this autumn. It was like end of September, I think, or something, middle of September. We'll see. Because you need to get the visa sorted out. And we'll see how long I will be able to. Like, I would love to, in general. Like, I ain't actually, you know, like, much of a weeb. I mean, for the Twitch chat definitions, I probably am. But yeah, not really. I'm not really consuming that type of content much, but in general, the content is interesting, so I would love to. And then I would just kind of like continue probably in the region, because there is more conventions. Like basically September is Tokyo Game Show, October is Gamescom Asia, which will be in Bangkok again. So I could kind of like again do some travels around here. A little bit. That would be nice. Maybe even the G-Star, the MMO convention in Korea. That one is in November. Maybe we'll see. Okay, a lot of things. We actually now already passed the middle of February. Let me one quick check if there's like less than half the 2 weeks pretty much left until they need to kinda decide are they gonna fuck me up with my company in Georgia or not. Were there some changes? Actually, wait a second. Did they actually post something? Nope, they still don't have anything. Looks like still nothing was updated. Yeah, the lowest is supposed to happen at like 1st of March, but there is still no information how it's gonna work and which, like, you know, which systems you need and which mechanics you need for that. They still don't know anything, so they still didn't publish anything. Still nothing. Hey, Forever Blue, hello. How we doing, man? How's life? See, it looks like still nothing there. Yeah, there is still no information, and in March it's supposed already to be working. So I do hope it means they're gonna just delay that more, and that will be fine. At least, like, you know, a year or two maybe of my company just working without fucking Fiesta going. That would be amazing, and that will be the case. Because otherwise I will need to move it and stuff. Nice, Forever Blue, nice. Doing good, man, doing good. Be chilling. See, if nothing is happening, nothing out of ordinary and stuff, then yeah, we'll try to kind of get finances allowed to go another Asian trip like in autumn. I'm gonna go home for summer. And my birthday there, my dad's birthday there in early September. And then after that, head out already. Go like Tokyo Game Show. Go to Bangkok for the Gamescom Asia. And then we'll see. Maybe try to go to Korea also for the G-Star. Yeah, maybe in general visit it, you know, why not? And then like hop around the region here. We return to Vietnam again for another kind of long stint, sorta. Like technically, like with such hotel prices, you can actually kind of like move around a little bit. If I'm gonna be solo, especially, like no problems in one hotel room, for example. But just kind of like hop around a bit in different cities, and there's still like plenty of places that we're probably not gonna see in this run. I mean, the whole, like, you know, like the northern part of Vietnam pretty much probably not gonna be seen, even like some stuff like Da Nang. But then there is also like Hue, there is like Sapa, Hai An, what else? Obviously Hanoi, there's like the Halong Bay and everything there. There are some really dank places around to still visit. So we'll see. Maybe next year. The different countries and stuff. There's so much. You can always, like, you know, Feels a little weird revisiting places because there's so many places that you haven't visited at all yet. I'm gonna try to get that all. But yeah, depends also on finances and everything. Some places are more expensive than others, you know. Gotta find the right ones. Gotta find the right ones. Alright, let's see what is up then. See what is up. Dark Souls franchise sale. Okay. And they're still selling for 65 bucks as regional, by the way. Well, I guess there is no regional. Dark Souls 3 for 65 with no discounts. Oof. Deluxe edition, I guess, but still. Only gives 50% off, yeah. You know, who needs the Scholar when you have all the DLCs separately? Kick. It actually is different though, but still didn't even get the remaster. Wukong. Battlefield 6, 35% off already. Skyrim. Okay, it's time to get another one. Horizon. What the Forbidden West? Dude, one day I need to get that one. I just still have DLC for the Zero Dawn though. That I haven't played. And I mean, at this point I need to like replay the OG also, the main one. But the prices kinda make me say no. Top new release is January. Dead by Daylight DLC. Code Vein 2. Oh, how did that go in the end? Actually, I completely missed that shit. Well, I guess I see why. Nice, very blue, nice. That one does look good. That one does look good, actually. It's gonna be out soon already. Is it that good, actually? I guess demo will be on Next Fest probably, right? And then like the release. Maybe I'll check the demo and see how it is. It does look really good for sure. It looks really beautiful. And the replaced one. The Code Vein. Have you played, Master? Have you played? Did they flush this one? Did they flush it in the end? Improvements on game stability and future updates. Ah, I see it. Ah, he did flush it. Okay, I see. Yeah, for some reason I could see that happening, I guess. Even better than the first game. Damn, son. I recommend this game to anyone who likes Soulsborne games. Game is good for 2016, alright. Rightfully flushed, I see. Same feeling style as the first one, then don't bother with it, alright. More janky than the first game. Loading and performance issues, yeah. My review is flavored by my playthrough being at level 1, I did not level up, alright. So like, you know, I was playing it with controller on my feet, you know. So my review is gonna be based on that. Just an action RPG. Fails to give the player the role-playing experience expected from a Souls-like. Damn, son. A very Elden Ring, but the world is extremely empty. I think like even in the first game, like first game I only watched Ella playing, and it did feel kind of like it was very, I don't know, like even then it felt like bare bones, or like all the environments felt like, I remember like tuning in. I think I wasn't streaming when it was out yet, still like tuning in every day, like from time to time, and I seen the same shit pretty much, just like a little different, you know, shapes, but more or less it was like the same kind of this, like, you know, like sort of like a little post-apocalyptic thing. Shoe ship true. Souls like role playing. Well, I guess there is some. At least there is some. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe like I don't know what people mean usually when they go with the role playing in Souls. Like do they mean like you kind of like do it in your head, and do they mean you kind of like free to pick like whatever weapons and like armors and stuff you have, and like freedom in building your character? Like I don't know, because yeah, to me it doesn't feel like that crazy much of an RPG, honestly. Like in terms of like being able to put the stats in, right, and pick the gear and stuff, yes, sure, absolutely. But like the dialogue, all that stuff, like doesn't feel that RPG, very linear and stuff. I'll play Elden Ring someday. I mean, I will. I do want to. I do want to. All my homies played Elden Ring already at this point too. And I haven't, but yeah, I just kind of like when you have like that many games to play, then like buying something for solid amount is just doesn't feel right, let's put it that way. So I'm just either waiting for some good prices or when I have nothing to play. But when I have nothing to play, I have something to play because there is a huge fucking backlog, so it's kind of hard to find time, but we'll see. We'll see. On replay it says, I see what I say. I mean, on replay you already kind of probably know where to go, where you're gonna find what you need and stuff, right? So you just kind of like exploration part probably kind of dies, I guess. Let's see what I say. Damn, you managed to replicate that even. The skill, the skill. A reanimal but very positive there, eh? Not exactly on the overwhelming level, but does seem kinda good, I guess. And got the friends pass. Ah, because there was, I think some negative stuff was because there was no friends pass initially, right? Yes, you must, I see. I see. Game is good for the first and second chapter, then it dropped until the last chapter. And people like with like 5 hours, 7 hours. How much they charge for that? I mean, that's fine, I guess. Even with deluxe, well, it's regional price, obviously, but still. And it's not too bad. Let's see, what do I say? Maybe Lila, though. $20 with the friend pass. Let's see. With the friend pass. Game is a great art piece, tip son. Not enough story even for someone. The horror story enjoyers there. The Dino Crisis on Steam. I'm only mostly positive on this one. I guess the port is kind of dog or something. They fuck it up. Just buy on GOG, game freezes, alright, without tabbing, I see. The classic pointless DRM, just get it on GOG, alright, I see how it is. I see how it is. Get it on GOG is cheaper and actually works. GOG winning again. Can't even guess past the press start screen thanks to the DRM refunded. Damn. Nice remasters, dude. Oh, this one too. So it actually did farm the very positive though. Well, I mean, the Diablo 2 itself is good, but like, bro, like, did they include the Warlock in this Infernal edition there? Okay, I see. So like you basically kind of buy on Steam, you get already the Warlick and stuff, right? Yeah, that's how they probably like managed to not get shit on probably. Because if you have the game separately on like Battle.net, you need to buy for like 20 bucks or something, right? But yeah, 40 bucks to buy Diablo 2 in current year. But the Diablo 4 is so bad that like I would actually rather like buy this, honestly. To be honest. To be honest, not gonna lie. Buffern already get some. Yeah, for now not yet, I guess. For now not yet. Actually, he probably already has it in Battle.net though, I wouldn't be surprised. He's like doing the seasons and stuff in every Diablo. Diablo 3, Diablo 4, get Diablo 2 too also already, even though he got so tired of it back in the day that I guess I don't think he bought the remaster even. Yes, even though I see, yeah. Didn't even bother with Diablo 4. I mean, I had a good time with Diablo 4, not gonna lie. But it's if you are in like if you just want it like for the story, you know, and everything, then it's kind of a little too steep in the price unless you manage to get it on really good discount. But good discount, it's all right. It's a nice, you know, show. It's a good gameplay. It's good cinematics, decent story. The end game later already depends. Yeah, the campaign is good actually. Like if you manage to get it with a good price, then why not? It's nice, especially if you have someone to play it with, for example. It's good. If you are more into like, you know, ARPG enjoyer with like the end game activities, then it's already a little more hit or miss, you know. Like it's kind of fun, I guess, once or twice. And then it just kind of fell off hard. Like we were playing, like I basically got baited into it because not all my friends, but like my closest friends basically were getting the game, so we had like a full group pretty much playing. So we did like a couple of seasons, and then only one remained farming. Everyone else just kind of uninstalled and quit completely. Because it was just kind of like the same shit again and again and again. Especially like the very first one, not even a season, like grinding to the max level and stuff. That was quite something there. That was quite something. The very last season actually we played was kind of alright, where you got like the Uber bosses and everything. But that was actually kind of fun when you can actually get like all the super, you know, like super uniques and stuff. I did get myself some. That was good, huh? That was kind of nice. Even though again I was kind of like somewhat carried by, well, we all kind of got carried by one friend because everyone was just kind of like tuning in the evening. Me after stream, other friends after work, and there was one friend who basically all day was just like grinding all those like you know, resources to do all those like prerequisites for the Uber boss farming. So we were just kind of like, oh, let's go, just joining the group. And he's just basically like whipping out all the resources he was farming all day, and we were just like going and doing the fun stuff, you know. That was all right. That was all right. Probably not that all right for him though, but well, he didn't really complain though because he was grinding that shit like crazy anyway. So I don't know. It was kind of all right. It was kind of all right, but yeah, I would get it only on like mega discount. I got it full price. I don't regret it because I played with friends, but if I wouldn't, then I would regret it probably. I think. I actually ironically would play that, but not for 40 bucks, dude. Not for 40 bucks. For the same reason again, because like there's so much to play. And so many like my email is just like right now is pumped. I need to like dig through that shit, and there's probably even more like dang stuff to play that I would rather play, you know, than like spending 40 bucks on something that I technically kind of already played since my childhood many times. But it's actually good. I wouldn't mind playing it again at some point. I wouldn't mind. Impressive Crystal is actually doing pretty good. Like anyone played like the demo and release? Did they actually like manage to change stuff for release? Or it's not like I'm not the target audience for that one, because in the demo I did not like it whatsoever. I did not like it whatsoever. I feel like it could be probably again the same issue that I have with a lot of horror games. Like since I'm not really getting scared, I lock, you know, the adrenaline boost, so everything gets like way more boring than it probably is for people who are kind of like losing their shit running around. And that big thingy chasing you, it was like the most annoying shit ever for me. Because it was like not scary, but it was just kind of like just fucking camping me and I need to get past it and I was just like molding. The visuals were really good though. Visuals were really good. Everything else, not my jam. But I mean, looks like people enjoy that though. That's good. That's good. Not like the Lost Ark for you. I mean, in a way, kinda, yeah. Just like the grim dark Lost Ark, I guess. Mildly entertaining. Love the aesthetic. That's true. Van Helsing and Lovecraft story. Three sound effects for things like opening doors, climbing up, down. Alright. Walking simulator with shooting attacked onto it. Linear, really poor gunplay, very generic despite the interest in lore and music. Dude, you played it for like 20 fucking minutes, man. How? How do you learn all that in 20 minutes? Like, teach me, man. I want to know. That would help me, you know, to deal with like the review keys and stuff way faster. If I can like in 20 minutes dissect the games like that, I guess, you know, that would be amazing. The performance, imagine. You see, Master, I see. That's good though, actually. That's good. When you get like your adrenaline out of that, that makes everything way better. That actually makes everything way better. That's more poga when you shit yourself and stuff. He had a vision there, yeah. True. This one is actually not like really like that crazy scary, but yeah, I think if you kind of like get like some adrenaline from like the chase sequences and the atmosphere, it's probably like way better because yeah, for me it looked like really good, you know, art. Like art is really nice. Like the style in the game is really cool. Like all this like blood-centered kind of weapons and stuff that seem pretty nice, pretty like interesting as a, you know, gimmick and looking good. But playing it was like demo wasn't fun. I don't know, maybe they changed something for the release, but I think I'm just not the target audience. So getting scared sounds awful. Well, I mean that's kind of like, you know, the typical thing. Like, what you're afraid? I'm afraid of being scared. That's basically how it is. When you actually kind of like embrace it, that's fine. That's actually fine. Why not? Why not? Why not? Jump scares can still kind of get me though, even though it's like mostly, you know, just like jumping a little, well, literally. That kind of sometimes does. That kind of sometimes does. Sometimes it's not even like visible on stream though, looks like. But inside you do jump a little. But that happens even like in regular situations, like, you know, like elevator, for example, and you kind of like already autopiloting, you know, about to leave the elevator and then like someone is standing there when you're out, for example. That happens like quite often actually. What you don't expect basically, and already kind of like switch the mode there. Oh, I did play for 9.1 hours actually in this one. Holy, all right. Quite the commitment. Narabel is a dead man. How's this one going? I did have some enjoyers actually playing that one. Getting jump scared with Bethesda companions. Oh yeah, like Fallout probably like was like the biggest jump scare galore for me. New Vegas actually had a lot of that. Too bad I already know where to expect that, so you're probably not gonna see that too much. But maybe I will forget about it somehow. And with the Nightkins and everything, and the plant animals in one of the vaults spawning behind you. That shit jump scared me good back then. Oh, he did Flush Romeo, is that actually in the end? I see. Why though? Why though? The ultra-violent science fiction. I did have some enjoyers playing there. Too much particle effect? Oh, was it just basically like bitrate going to shit completely? The brain rot intro. Monka S. Graphics menu settings unacceptable. None of the upscalers do anything. No optimization, them again. Again. Suda never misses. Sounds like something I could enjoy, but yeah, maybe a little too dank. A little too dank with other things though, not the dankness in the game. Not the dankness in the game though. He modded Zed. This one already was last week, yeah. Last week we already seen this one. A recent mixed, I guess like some early 1.0 release there. And the classic, yeah, we saw this one last week. This we saw, this we saw, and this we saw. Again, no new games, Gaben, come on. Not enough games releasing. We need to get more. Helldivers in the top again. Holy, that update is pumping, looks like there. Holy shit. Our Resident Evil pre-orders. Reanimal, them Diablo even that high. Bro, don't give them ideas, man. They just like gonna like keep pumping seasons and DLCs and new arcs for Diablo 2 instead of 4 now. Don't give them ideas, man. Don't tell them, don't show them. New Disciples, I do actually have the tab. Yeah, I do have tab open for that one. We'll get that. No, I'll check it now, yeah. On Steam. Will do. See how that goes. The Wukong in the top again, also with discount. Holy. Neo doing alright. Man, I need to get on Neo. Still haven't played second one. Edgar Allan Poe's Interactive Horror 1995 edition. Damn son. Well, that sounds like something. That sounds like something that goes into Ella's list. No, it doesn't go into Ella's list yet. Damn son. That will be content. That will be content. A 1995 cult classic adapts Edgar Allan Poe's most macabre tales. Nightmarish world of uncanny stop-motion puppetry. Narrated by William S. Burroughs. Soul-twisted puzzle and experience madness through the eyes of both murderer and victim. Insane. Nice, Rajan, nice. Oh, you did the bitrate is getting killed in Neo? Ah, come on, dude. Classic. Don't think of the streamers, man. Think of the streamers. And no one cares. Don't. Stormbreed, City Builder. Build a longest Bridge before the storm catches up. A roguelite city builder about gross survival, watching everything fall apart. I'll see. Let's see if I see. This seems kind of like might be alrighty. This might be alrighty. For the survival city building enjoyers. Some dank stuff here. Could be alrighty. Damn. Might and Magic Fates Heroes TCG. Pog. Ubisoft. Thank you. Finally, Might and Magic is back. Original card battle game where you command heroes, summon iconic creatures, cast devastating spells, and build tactical structures. Collect tons of cards, build unique decks, and crush rivals in epic duels to become a legend of the Sea of Fates. Dude, you already killed one Might and Magic trading card. Is it the same one? I don't remember. Was it Fates or was it another one? I did play one before, a little bit, that long time ago. That was like around the Hearthstone release date. And I think it was a bit different, I think. Alright, in-game purchases. In-game purchases, let's go. Yeah, there it is. Ubisoft, good shit, early access also. Damn, son. Quality from Ubisoft right there, man. So of course that shit gonna farm you. Well, I mean, it's free also, I guess that explains it. They gonna farm. In-game purchases, chance-based in-game purchases. Favorite card packs, I guess. Solo or PvP-ness. Seasonal solo events and faction-based challenges. I release TCG right now. I mean, I think a lot of them kind of do all right. They just have very niche audience, though. Like, you need to kind of find that audience, and that's kind of tricky. Because, like, if you aim for just general card enjoyers, they probably already playing something else, most likely. And this looks like something very generic, you know. If you aim for, you know, Might and Magic and Heroes audience, then yeah, you don't really have that much of those left, and those who are, they probably fucking hate your guts already, Ubisoft. So I don't think they will be that thrilled about it. And we'll see though, I guess. I kind of actually was like literally yesterday sitting like, man, it would be nice to actually kind of like, you know, get some good digital TCG and get like, you know, some rank climbing, get again to some like to some dank ranks and stuff, like good old times. And they showed me this, but I don't think it's gonna be a good idea though, we'll see. Ubisoft going nowadays? Oh, we get the financial report in the tabs. Soon. Yeah, this just like looks like the one that, for me, still probably the best one was Runeterra. Legends of Runeterra from Riot was like, for me at least, one of the best. Like it was a little different. It looked a little different. It did look like higher effort and you know, better quality. But that shit in the end they just stopped developing pretty much. I think it's pretty much kind of like, you know, on life support. And I guess it didn't take off like some sort of like super esports, you know, star game, and they just abandoned it. Even though initially they were kind of pumping a lot of content and stuff, it was looking really good. It was really fun. That the one I got to the box rank and everything there. And then they just kind of like, yeah, let it die. And since then, I don't even know. There's like some Warhammer, for example. Warhammer has even like 2 or 3, I think, TCGs going. And they go in for a while, actually, so I'm pretty sure there are people who do be playing that stuff. I think even like for the content creators, they have even like the creator program in like Lurkit and stuff that content creators can join and get some like, you know, like freebies and everything regularly there. So there are people actually playing that, and there are people actually even making content around that. So, but that I guess is the fan base capture, right? So it's kind of like they aim more for Warhammer enjoyers, and then some TCG lovers, I guess, too, but mostly Warhammer enjoyers. Like, I quite often feel though that it would be kind of nice to get into some TCGing and everything, but I don't know which one. I don't feel any really. Like looking at this one, I also kind of not really feeling the style-wise. We'll see though. If it's anything good, maybe I'll check it at least. But kind of doubt it really. I was thinking for a long time, kind of was thinking about getting into Marvel Snap and everything too, because apparently that was really good. But then they started already, like, you know, doing some Pipiega moves. Like I think all the OG team pretty much is not even developing it anymore. and they did some like, you know, kind of like questionable microtransaction things going, I think, you know, changes in the monetization and stuff that people didn't like. So I guess that one is also already like a skip pretty much. No, we'll see what they're gonna do with this though. I wonder. Seclusa, a wildlife photographer staying at a cozy secluded safari lodge in East Africa. Spend time relaxing at scenic outlook, snapping photos of local wildlife, working your way through a variety of upgrades and collectible this laid-back photography sandbox. Damn son. More insane cozy gaming there. There you go. For the photography enjoyers. A life after end. Now into the harsh world of post-apocalyptic Siberia. Oh, they're riding some bears and stuff, I see. Extreme climate, limited resources, wild animals and other players, and they're part of the daily struggle. The PvP-ness. Oh damn, Fallout 76 already passed 1,000 hours. That's just on Steam also. Yuck. Insane. A little like bright and colorful for the typical Slav post-apocalyptic though. They already not getting the main audience, not getting the main audience. Can't you just fucking ride in this bear? Nobody's like sitting around the bonfire and stuff. Not even early access, by the way. Damn, son. Brave. We'll see, I guess. We'll see, I guess. And like for typical Slav post-apocalypse, that's kind of like too bright, you know. I think they might not really appreciate it. But maybe we'll see. I'm looking a little too colorful. Double dungeon. Turn-based tactical RPG. Higher quality than usual. I mean, kinda. Haven't seen gameplay though. True. So I got the demo there too. Eugenics, like, yeah, that's probably like not the best, you know, timing, I guess, for this one. Shame High in Life is that rough. Yeah, that one needs a bit cooking. It was nice though. I think it's pretty decent, at least from what I've seen, and it's not much, right? Like the skateboarding and stuff is actually quite nice and fun, so for those who enjoyed the first game, that seems like it should be totally an upgrade. But in general, it does feel kind of good. And maybe we'll get back to it eventually, but yeah, having a crash, you know, in like pretty much like 2.5 hours session, a bunch of like upscaler glitches and everything, doesn't sound that good. A high on Unreal Engine. A Lost Citadel. A roguelike, a role-based third-person shooter. A group of the 4 players, eh? Friend slope, rogue slope. Heard the new term for some of those, the layoff slope. I'm not sure about this one specifically, but yeah, that was a funny one. So this could be kind of alright, I guess, if you have friends to play with. That makes pretty much like anything fun, though. But you know, could be from a former, yeah. And the Bethesda Janitor slope. Alien Morgue. Sci-fi pathologist simulator. Identify aliens, detect damages, perform autopsies. Determine the cause of death. Follow protocols and fulfill special requests. When handling bodies and their stuff, choices may have global consequences. Does seem dink though, does seem dink. Cause of death, the filthy Xeno. Xenos. Revealed the mystery. Each fan of like the art style though. The idea is kinda cool, not sure about the art style though. Not sure if my jam there. Table Battle Simulator. They have another one. The Kiki games. Yeah, these guys like just like bombing my email with every simulator they have there. And they have a lot of them. They have a lot of them. Oh, they do have a lot of them. Yeah, with all those like, you know, saucy looking thumbnails there. I put the high guard. Oh, there's some bigger layoffs there and stuff. Basically, I think it might be actually a dead gear. I think it might be dead gear there. Oh yeah, it's like for popular today. Is high guard dead? Yeah, it looks like it kinda is. It looks like it actually might be. And now with the news of the layoff, everyone who was kind of somewhat interested, I guess, gonna also poo because, you know, what's the point spending time in something that's gonna be like dead soon? Kinda sad, not gonna lie. But looks like dead. Science-driven survival with a relaxing vibe. Another one. Exploration and prehistoric Earth. Then. You arrive as an alien botanist who's very good at plant research, can't breathe oxygen. Male researching the humans there, I see. The Earth's ancient civilization. Interesting concept, at least. The early access also, I see. The demo, or had the demo, I guess. That seemed like it's available now. Hey, Portable, hello. How we doing, man? Tough to make something original these days, huh? I mean, if you try to go for those genres they are going all the time, right? Like trying to make those live services, like I feel like, yeah, it's really hard. Like I think it's kind of like what Abiotic Factor, right? Was it last time? I think Dev, right, saying that you need to get like the vibe. Like you don't need mechanics and stuff. You need to get the right vibe. And when I kind of said that, you know, in that case with like survival games, that's not always the case, because people kind of like eating the survival games gladly with any vibe, really, almost. But for like something like the multiplayer, you know, class-based PvP, like team-based shooters and stuff, I think you do need the vibe. And that like Fortnite vibe, not cutting it, dude. Like whoever enjoys like Fortnite vibe, they most likely playing Fortnite. They don't want more Fortnite on the table. That's affordable, I see. Not the bills. Wonka is. Well, I mean, it got a lot of like kind of defaulted to negative, absolutely. Like after that announcement, for sure. Like I do agree, which is bad. That's a bad thing for sure. But the thing is, it still could change people's mind if it will be actually good and stuff. But from what I've seen, at least, it had a lot of issues. And the main thing, like down to kind of like the concept. Like they have like massive mob, for example, and the format is like 3v3. Like what's the point? You have like so much, you know, space, so much going on, and you have like 3v3 only. So like some matches, like people said, were kind of like, I mean, you can just go to reviews basically and check them. And they did out like 5v5 mode and everything, but looks like that was already maybe a little, you know, too late. A little too late, maybe. Well, someone did enjoy it even, but then, yeah, lay off most of the dev team 2 weeks after launch, so yeah, rip. Not an instant bestseller on Steam. Let's sunset it, yep. Also someone not enjoying this already. Layoffs make it hard to give this game a chance now. Oof. Thank you for the streak portable, thank you, sir. The above Doom. They want to enable secure boot for the game. That is, I think, is also something, you know, like a bit of a hoop to jump. Like I also kind of don't like, there is not a game yet that I would actually, you know, go for it. It just can't be arsed, really. It needs to be something I really want to bother checking that out and doing that. And totally not for this. Game feels fantastic to play. Disclaimer, I only play in 5v5. Like if it would be kind of, if it had some stuff, you know, in the beginning, they probably would do way better. If they had like the 5v5 implemented fast and everything. I see what do I say. Doing good, portable, doing good. Needs more content with a dedicated team. Yeah, now it's basically spiraled. Like I said, with layoffs, now it's all gone. Poorly optimized also, dude, how? Like the game looks like shit, kinda. Like another Fortnite graphic stuff there. People have an issue with the devs laying people off. What do you think about it? They had no choice. I don't know, man. That fast? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And they either see that they can't really do it, or they can't really fix it, or that was initially the plan. Just like, you know, like throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. This one didn't stick, so well, off it goes. Off it goes then. Yeah, off it goes into the trash, looks like. After the layoffs. Doubt it's gonna be anyone will try to salvage that shit. Like, I wonder what was their like initial idea then. Like, if they wouldn't get the promo from Geoff, like how would they, you know, approach that stuff? Like, they would also probably kind of not get any, like, you know, crazy reviews because no one would even know about the game most likely, right? They would still kind of get just a few people. Maybe better reviews because it'll be only from people who actually kind of knew about the game and were interested in it. But that still wouldn't, you know, probably like bring you some sort of like massive stonkas or something. Still would probably take forever to actually kind of get the game into some good state. It wasn't even early access or something. It wasn't even early access there. See, I think like a lot of modes and everything were kind of questionable, and they started fixing that, and people started liking it actually, as you can see, but I guess they still decided to just ditch it, probably. Have gotten 75%, 25%? Yeah, probably, that sounds about right. Less of a drop-off. Well, I mean, the issues were still there, so drop-off would still also be there, but I guess not that big, yeah. People would just like wait probably for natural development, sorta. But I don't know, like, see people kind of turning around even in this, like most of the negative reviews are basically either from people who like commenting on the layoffs now, pretty much. And a lot of people enjoying like the new modes that they added, like 5v5 and everything. So like, just need to give it a bit more go, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure you already had the finances to run it for some time, right? Because, like, why? I guess maybe that was the plan. We just release it, see if it sticks, right? If not, then we just ditch it and move on to something else. I don't know. I just don't get it, really, what happened there. Not so sure. Unfortunate, though. Unfortunate. It's sad that it did get, like, sunset that fast. Guess it do be partially on, yeah, on kind of like the default opinion on that being negative, which is, I guess, partially on Geoff, even though like he actually didn't do a really good thing and did just to give them the free promo, basically massive free promo. But yeah, I guess that free promo was with a very, you know, with a very sour taste in the end, though. I probably would go better, I guess, if it would be a little more low-key there. Or if it would be, like, you know, in better condition to release and instantly kind of, like, change people's minds. Yeah, I think, like, some streamers went to try on the very first day, but that's how it goes, I think, with these games too, right? Like, if when you get the attention from streamers and you don't really show, like, you know, some good product, then you basically kind of doing, like, the negative PR for yourself, because people will see a game most likely through content creators. And if they joined day one and it had issues, then most likely people see those issues, and after that no one's gonna be playing it out of streamers, so people not gonna get updated on what changed in the game, and they just gonna assume that it's dog shit because it was the kind of dog shit on the first day. Project Gorgon. Gorgon these nuts. 29th of January. Out of early access or something? Yep. Early access in 2018. Game almost as old as my stream, man. Like from 3rd of March of 2018. I got the new server. Apparently actually kind of like doing decent, I saw. How was that a Gorgon in though going? The all-time peaks. 6 years, dude. Holy, boom. From 300 to 3000. Not bad. Effective releasing there. Effective releasing. Wonder for how long will it stay though. Is it actually bugging? that looks MMO alright, but looks kind of like the MMO a little bit from the past though. Which is not always a bad thing. Done the same quests. Psychoanalyze rather. Okay, so there's like a bunch of dang skills there, right? Mycology. Rabbit. Just rabbit. Bossy Bontis. Get like the player traders or something. The teacher NPC there. The Gigakawa. This seemed dank. There's Zoltan. That probably would be kind of hit up his alley there with some boomer RPGing. Now that Ashes is gone, I hope Ultan didn't make it in time to buy into that one. There's also a whole bunch of Fiesta around that. Very dink. Proof of War's graphics and more addictive. Old school RuneScape for 2026 in 3D and 100 plus skills to learn. Literally anything you do in the game is a skill. The global MMO community missed and needed for the last 25 years. Damn son. Expand popularity due to a 1.0 launch. Yeah, that server. Ultima Online and RuneScape of old. A lot of endurance with a lot of hours there. Performance meh? Why, dude? Why? Despite my downvote, I'll likely continue playing. Alright, I see. Guess I have not much else to play, alright. Disappointed that it seems focused on such a weirdly specific aspect of MMOs, grinding rep or gaining favor with NPCs. If you enjoy grinding rep, this game is for you. I see. Main focus of the game. Grinding rep and increasing skill. Dude, I think it's kind of like the very trailer kind of shows you that it's not that sure about the rep, but the skills is gonna be something you're gonna be grinding, dude. Fascinating tap target MMO. Seems kinda good. I wish you had like more MMO endurers so we could just like gang up and some MMOs more, dude. Even though the super grindy stuff is a little more time consuming and there is so much to play. I need to live with games, dude, and to have enough time for like MMOs and other things on top of that. It would be nice though. It would be nice though. No, the Vampire Simulator. It's from the, what's it, the Medieval Dynasty. So is it like the Vampire Dynasty now? Build, customize your castle, hunt for blood, find, craft, gather, command your loyal servant. Yeah, looks like it. Hey, you work here, hello? How we doing, man? How's life? see, I see. That we did now. See. Solo or in co-op. That's what you're nice. Doing good, doing good. Thank you, Sora, thank you. Alert. 1 to 8 player co-op action roguelite. Another one. Get absolutely chudded as you evolve from a goblin tickler to a god slapper. Then the chud walks in. The game does spike your cortisol levels. Absolutely chudded. Yeah, doing good, Orphe, doing good, and chillin', we chillin'. Vi comfy. A Dawncaster. RPG card adventure. Do want to give me more cards. See how it is. They heard me. They heard me. Nice, hella nice. Well, 2 I did enjoy for sure. First one I only remember watching Ella, so I didn't really feel like going into that one. But the second one I did enjoy though. That I did enjoy. A reincarnation insurance program. Survival like. Another one. A lot of mostly positive ones then, or early access. 7.5 buckaroos? What Survivor's like? Damn, that's why mostly positive probably. Not the usual pricing, not the usual pricing. A Monster Hunter Stories. We'll see, maybe I'll check that one. Might, we'll see. And when that will be out. And the trial version there. This one I saw before. As you was saying, back to grinding. Back to grinding. I wonder how like the ping is, I guess, also. I kind of want to also return at some point, but first time and second, yeah, now the ping. There's only like out of multiplayer games, there's only like one so far that actually fucking works. It just works because it's Fallout 76, dude. I don't know how. Like it literally like ping is like from here to Europe is like 200 something. Like a guarantee. Like I played Dune, for example. That's why I kind of don't play it now for the moment. That's why I lost my base and everything because I haven't paid fucking taxes and didn't load in the batteries. Thank you, game. But like when I log in that, it just, you feel it, like the ping, everything, like, you know, rubber bands, everything's like suffering. I play Fallout 76, nothing happens. It's like, the fuck, what kind of magic Todd has? It's just like, you know, chat, like I guess everyone plays a 200 ping in Todd's games already, so you just don't feel the actual ping. It's like artificial ping there already. It's like insane 5-head move, man. Just make everything like default ping, you know, like 300, and then people with any ping will be playing, you know, absolutely equally. Easy. Can play with 200 milliseconds ping, I see. Yo, like I played like with all our boys, right? From like Europe basically, and I'm from here. I guess like on the raid probably like ping was kind of playing a bit of a role because like it was getting destroyed quite a lot there, I guess, by those in the shit stage. Other stages were fine, but the shit stage was bad because I guess detection is kind of fucked because of the ping. You just kind of get killed by things that we probably not supposed to be killed there because of the lag. But everything else you can do no problems, and you don't even feel that ping. Like no one is like teleporting on your screen. You're not rubber banding. You know, you kill things. Yeah, you loot things. You do everything. It just works. Courage or kitchen. So this one before too, I think, right? Cooking, creepy, cozy cooking simulator. Yeah, I think last week we did see about this one, or it was upcoming, I think, or something. The local wildlife and feed them their favorite snacks. Strange host is searching for us to explore. It kind of looked nice. It was also like, yeah, like very cheap and seemingly pretty good. And your reviews are insane, actually. The Pogi Wogi meme games, huh? Similar to Dwarf Romantic, yeah. I'm not sure about that one. I guess like the cozy part or something, maybe. What did they get there even? Yeah, relaxing and stuff, probably. Cozy and relaxing, yeah. Probably. There's the Fable already, yeah? Okay. He's coming. Keep gambling. Get it twisted. Hostile friend slop, gamble em up, featuring lotto ticket case openings, slots, and substance abuse simulations. Work with or against your friends to repay your debt. There it is, huh? Then you have the cases also there, insane. The streamer slop, man, they got all of it. They got all of it there. Let's see, let me still Dorfin that hard. Still Dorfin that hard. Task Force Admiral. Microprose, damn. They keep delivering some bangers there. They just don't stop. They just don't stop. The thrill of leading American aircraft carriers to victory. Ooga. Microprose delivering more bangers, dude. Nice that they return to publishing now. Escape from Yandere. Nice recommendation, similar to what? Dredge and No, I'm Not a Human. Includes taxi filtered out hentai. I see. I'll see how it is. He'll play this one. Why does not show even? Does not show him here. Is he hiding it? Is he hiding it? Hey, Corsada low. New extraction shooter, yeah. The hidden game list, yeah, I guess. It's hiding it there. See how it is. It's hiding it. It's hiding it. Yeah, Chrysor you could see. Like Chrysor, yeah, here he is. That one he's hiding. Shaking. See how it is. Into the hidden list it goes. At the Gunner list there. See how it is. Alright, let's get this going. Boom. One second, let me close the RTMP server there. Just in case. I don't think it shows like anything important there, but still. The one I use for my kitchen streams. There we go. There we go. Oh, Disciples. Well, I mean, I do have the tab right here somewhere, but fine. While we're here, might as well. I do have the tab there for them anyway, but let's see what happened with this one. Which the fuck is this? This, I guess, more expensive? Yep, looks like it. Mixed 58%. What did go wrong with this one? The usual not Disciples, I guess. Oh, damn. Did they get some sort of deluxe edition with some skins? A resource pack. Ah, my favorite. My favorite. Written by a child, huh? freezes on 3060 Ti. And graphics are dog, eh? The Dane Kruski reviews there, yeah. A lot of fans do it there. Cut down version of predecessor, refund. Worse than the previous one, which was already bad. Story skippable, nothing interesting happening. Technical issues, graphics bugging out, stalling during a strike. No skirmish mode, literally what Disciples was built on. This and last game don't have it. It makes zero sense to me to make the same again decisions most as hate in the last game. Accidentally left it open while I stepped away from my PC for adulting reasons and didn't realize it until I got back, so I tried to plow through since I couldn't return it, but I just can't do it. Well, still managed to play like, 17 more hours after that. I guess, just like left it open again. Yeah, see how it is, eh? Everything that was good in Liberation cut in half in this game. Everything is negative now. What happened there? What happened there? Come on. Yeah, we're back. Good. Sorry, not sure what was that. The chat and everything was fine though. That's why I like using the fucking server for that, but like with multi-streaming I need to figure that out though, how to send it through the server so everything works. We'll see. We'll see. Back, good. Sorry, yeah, not sure. I completely stalled for a little and then reconnected, and the chat was fine all this time. Weird. Weird. At least we be back. Alright. Alright, good. Not sure what was that. I need to get like through the server, but like multi-streaming is like so PPG with the OBS plugin. I need to figure out other stuff to do it better. Instead of making a refight, I can win any fight, upgrade any building for free without plot restrictions, gain any number of artifacts, and do whatever I don't want to do. The fuck? Why? A Linux issue? Don't show any cinematics. Overpriced Liberation add-on. Unlucky, man. Unlucky. Still fumbling it with Disciples whatsoever. Even though still kinda quite a lot of enjoyers though. Hard to say, but I mean overall the whole branch of these Disciples games wasn't exactly, in the vibe of the OGs, and so that's already what people didn't really like about it. Yeah, quite. Well, I mean, good thing that Heroes got at least, you know, like the good, you know, the good game that will be continuing the line, the bloodline of Heroes. That is nice. But yeah, I do be quite sad that Disciples didn't get something like that. And same with the Royal Quest, for example. The second Royal Quest was also quite an unfortunate one, I guess. We'll see though. I just like still until it is out, you know, with everything out of early access, preferably too, with all the campaigns and stuff. Until then, still better remain, you know, a bit skeptical, because like, you know, Ubisoft might suddenly decide to step in and shitify everything or something like that. So I'm not gonna be too fast, too quick to judge. I guess we'll see first. Alright, let's get to a game news then. A new Subnautica 2 video shows off a convenient and social dive elevator, while promising that multiplayer won't ruin single player. An important distinction there is that any part of the game isn't going to require cooperative play. Kinda sounds like it will probably though. Diving together in multiplayer. Everything becoming friends slow, dude. Co-op entirely optional through every aspect of the game, just that every aspect of the game also has co-op in mind. That stretches right through to things like animations. Now other people can see your whole human body, so limbs and the like need to work properly. And more a work but worthwhile. Cool to be able to go to both go with friends on it, also be able to attach stuff to it. Start developing the prototype, realized that that would make it even more meaningful. Able to load it up and then shoot it down to the depths and then come back with all the stuff you collected down there. The extraction. And despite all the lawsuit news, well, yeah, I mean, they're not gonna go. I mean, they're gonna farm for them again. They invested into it, so they can farm with it. So they ain't letting it go without farming with it, you know. They're gonna try their best there. Horses developers accuse Epic of making provably incorrect statements about the game's content after store exec's declaration of love. The horror game to violate the store's inappropriate content and hateful or abusive content policies. Now, interview given by one of Epic Store executives reignited the war of words between the storefront and Sant'Erangione, with the latter accusing Epic of making provably incorrect statements. Epic Game Store Vice President and General Manager Steve Allison offered his vision of the process which led Horses to be denied a listing. The exec recounted Sant'Erangione having filled out an International Age Rating Coalition form, which determined a mature rating to be suitable for it. At that point, Epic Games' trust and safety team thought Horses was worth taking a fresh look at and subsequently filled out their own version of the form, this time determining an adult-only rating to be suitable for Horses. Since the Epic Store doesn't allow games rated adult-only, unless the rating is a result of the game using blockchain or NFT tech, that is fine. That meant it wouldn't host Horses. The call came late, and we love that studio did their previous game as a short exclusive, but because that trust and safety team, that's their job, and that is, if you do the letter of the law and our policies, it is what it is. Fuck was that like sentence there then? Since disputed executives retelling via post in Blue Sky, Epic made provably incorrect statements about the game's content, refused to provide details supporting their claims, and has not shared their claimed AOIRC certificate, the adult-only one, I guess, which normally includes a link for the developer to appeal. The studio wrote, "They do not love that studio, they have effectively ghosted us. The fact that the game does not deserve an adult-only rating is apparent from the widely available full walkthroughs on YouTube and Twitch, as well as from its distribution on the Humble Store. Epic were quick to dispute the disputing via a statement from Senior Communications Manager Brian Sharon given to Eurogamer. Statement begins by reiterating Epic's position that Horses violated their inappropriate content and hateful or abusive content policies, and Ellison's assertion that Epic opted to fill out a second rating form themselves. Because this wasn't an official submission, we do not have a certificate to share with the team. We did give developers context around the policies they violated. When they appealed, we reviewed the content again and let them know decision was appropriately applied and will remain in place. I'm not sure what was, like, how they're reviewing stuff. Not the Epic, but in general. Like, Steam didn't even bother with that. They just, like, said no, and that's it. No appeals, nothing, dude. How did they actually, like, review that stuff if, like, the game actually was completely fine in the end? Like, no one is actually looking at all those appeals, I think. I don't think anyone does. Horses sold well enough to allow Santaregione to repay the cash they borrowed to develop it. However, Studio said they had to suspend operations and look for other work to keep themselves afloat rather than being able to move straight on to prototyping their next game. Because they got something doing. Yeah, if it will be like on Steam, that probably would be way better for them. It's like so weird when they like quite often like they completely ignore like the shit you can find even on Epic sometimes. Like I guess it's just like, you know, toes the line. It doesn't move past it, but it's still there. 1 second, let me see. Am I logged in? Let me check. Can I do the login real fast here? One moment. I'll show you, dude. I just like got notification recently that I got like have some like rewards there still in on Epic from like buying like Elder Scrolls Online there back in the day. Let me check. So I went to see what I can buy, maybe for that amount of money, just so it doesn't go to waste, like $1.50 basically. I was like thinking maybe there's something from something I wanted to get to throw on the backlog real quick pile, just by adding like a little bit more on top of it, but didn't really find much, so I was kind of like, whatever. Okay, no update for now. Nothing. Okay, let's see. Let's see if in this version of the story you can see all that stuff. So like, yeah, I had like 1.54. Oh, brother. Yeah, 1.54 left. So and it should PP poof like in a couple of days basically. So I decided to check what I can get, and here you go, like in this. What if it's gonna load? Alright, well, good. Go all the like top sellers, all that kind of stuff. That'll be the same shit. Yeah, there we go. New releases. Falling in Love with Stalking is there. There you go. Fell in Love. Oh, there's another one too. Come on. Get it up here. Fell in Love with Koza 13. Fuck is that even? What is that word? 13, dude. Like when I was browsing the store, there was like a shitload of that, and it's like literally like the Coomer bait stuff. They're complete, you know. It's like it's not even like games. It's pretty much the what's the name? Like the real video footage, pretty much, like sort of like quests and everything. Kind of like the fetishist shit there. You have like, you know, the actual kind of like pretty much like half naked ladies there and all that, but not the game where there's like, you know, something that was even removed later down the line. Like they removed all the questionable stuff there, I guess, like because like one of the characters was like looking underage. That was like, what was that exactly? It was like some girl like riding like a horse or something, and horses are like humans there or something, right? And she was like looking underage, and they changed that stuff, so she looks like more adult and everything. So even the questionable stuff they did remove. But nope, that is too much. This shit is fine though, like when there's like legit, you know, I don't even like, I mean, this should be fine, I guess. I want to wish because they're still dressed at least somewhat, you know. But yeah, it's like it's maximum bait there, all this stuff. This one is even coming soon. There's already like a shitload of these that are out on Epic. But getting some actual, you know, decent game and reviewing it later and what they changed, nah, that's too much. That's too much. We're not gonna reinstate them. And like, not to shit on Epic Game Store, because Steam did even worse. They reviewed some like early version and then they completely refused to like check anything later. They just said like, oh, your game is like getting adult only. It's not happening. Like, period. We don't care what you change. We don't care what you send to us. We're not gonna be checking it at all. Like, done. I've been implored. Valve's made it much easier to tell when a game is leaving Steam Early Access. See a game is moved to 1.0 in your calendar. So yeah, now there's gonna be like actual dates when it's supposed to leave Early Access. I wonder how many of them will actually use that and how many of them will actually stick to the date though. I wonder. Because I do kind of feel like most of them don't really stick to the plans anyway, and just like it releases when it releases, you know. But that's pretty much it. Or sometimes it releases very fast out of early access because, you know, money is tight and the game is struggling, so we're just gonna release it like now, you know. That also happens quite often. Discord roll out global age verification system, including an age inference model that runs in the background. There it is. Taking applications for teen council so they can understand how kids think. Determine that you are adult age group. Did like really anyone get this shit? I don't think I seen something like that whatsoever. Which age group I am identified as, I wonder. So I guess we all be moving somewhere else soon already or something. The teen by default you are. You're already in play across UK and Australia. Follows several major reported incidents of child grooming, sexual abuse and exploitation in Discord. Together with 165 cases of prosecution for sharing child sexual exploitation material on the platform. Let's see what I see. Yeah, now VPN's not gonna save, I guess, since it's gonna be everywhere. Wonka is... Investigation Discord channel 764, which has been used to orchestrate sexual abuse and murder. Wonka is... with links to police cases worldwide. Discord subsequently removed over 34,000 accounts associated with the group. Wonka is... they got a whole bunch of the pushback with that. Key privacy protection. Device processing, video selfies for facial age estimation, never leave a user's device. That's a cool story, bro. Acidic, I say. Identity documents submitted to our vendor partners deleted quickly, in most cases immediately after age confirmation. That is another cool story, dude. Straightforward verification. In most cases, users complete the process once and their Discord experience adapts to their verified age group. Users may be asked to use multiple methods only when more information is needed to assign an age group. A user's age verification status cannot be seen by other users. Weird shit, dude. Discord recruiting a teen council consisting of 10-12 teenagers who can help ensure Discord understands and not assumes what teens need, how they build meaningful connections, and what makes them feel safe and supported online. Damn, son. Insane job there. Insane job, yeah. The dystopian. Well, dystopian's gonna be everywhere. Looks like. Looks like it's gonna be everywhere. And Discord, I guess, is also just kind of like seeing where the legislation goes in many countries nowadays, and they already starting to implement all that stuff on their own to be like compliant to all the legislations in different countries, which I think is kind of weird. Like, should probably just kind of like prepare it, but roll it out only for those countries that, you know, kind of implement such things on their end. Then they would have less pushback from that. I kind of can see that happening though, because yeah, a lot of fucked up stuff going on. But the second thing also, like, you know, like all this like children protection thing is used already back home. They use that shit for years already to push some fucking PPG laws and like, you know, restrictions and the repressions and stuff. So we already know that for years, basically. They ain't the first time, you know. They ain't the first time. The real idea, dude, I do think we're kind of getting there. Sooner or later, unfortunately, we will be somewhere there. Some real IDs and stuff. First is gonna be like some, you know, like VPNs and everything kind of helping with that stuff, but then later it's gonna be just like all over the place. You're gonna have like all the identities, you're gonna have all the restrictions, all the legislations and stuff. Like we've been, you know, we've been on frontier. We've been the ones who kind of like managed to get that Wild West, you know, free. You know, roaming free on our horses. Now it's gonna be less and less of that stuff, and everything's gonna be way more like regulated and everything, and I think it's just inevitable. Because like corporates want to have control, governments want to have control, everyone wants to have control and know everything. So we are just kind of like gonna be basically just a resource in all this stuff. Something they can sell, something they can use, and that's basically it. This because parents don't want to parent. I mean, as I said, I think it's just basically, you know, the it's pretty much just the cover for that stuff. I think because that's exactly what we had. Like pretty much all the websites they restrict back home is pretty much they all done under the law that is main goal is pretty much like protect, you know, children from the bad information and bad influence and stuff like that, and they like block, you know, like all the like political opposition and stuff like that. Like we all seen that. It's just pretty much an excuse to do it, in my opinion. I think it's the perfect excuse there to do that. Indeed, it is. Yeah, hey Lane, hello. Yeah, I don't know. Like, they still will. I guess we will see, because if you pay for Nitro, they already have some your info. That should be enough to confirm your like identity and stuff, I guess. Like if it's your account, you pay for it from your own card and stuff. Then like, well, I mean, you're probably kind of old enough to have that card and stuff, right? So there it is. There it is. But yeah, I don't think it's Corpa found the excuse. I think it's like in general, a lot of people found it. It's more kind of governments. For Corpa, I mean, for Corpa interest, I guess is that data specifically. There's like more news about this later too, by the way. We'll get there. But yeah, like if you're already paying for that stuff, why do you need that? I guess we'll see what they're gonna require. They already got like massive pushback, and they started already kind of like, you know, trying to maneuver out of this stuff. Not out of this stuff, but kind of trying to make it like a little more mild on the people. So we'll see where it's gonna end up. I think it was like in Germany or something. I remember like Steve mentioned that stuff. You already have some sort of thing with like the card or whatever. Like if you already like paying with your own stuff, that just assumes that you like of enough age basically to operate with things. That's it. Am I giving the info that it was to the government? I mean, yeah, they still gonna get it one way or another, so I'm kind of also not completely against that, because like back home we already have like all the digital services for everything, so they have all my data anyway already. There's nothing I can do about it, sadly. So if there will be some sort of like other, you know, service that basically like what we will maybe end up with in perfect case, I guess, is that all the governments, first of all, they're gonna do all this digital stuff. That's not the perfect case, right? But they all will do that. So every country will have their own like digital, pretty much documentation system and stuff with all your information and everything there, right? And what would be the good way to do it if they also would make like a service that is working kind of like API sorted that, you know, just pretty much provides the info, you know, this person, you know, 18 plus or not, done. So then other services basically just get that data, like the confirmation from the governmental agency that you are old enough. Done, check. No actual confirmations, info, photos, you know, IDs, nothing required. That would be at least kind of fine. But I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon, though. Yeah, like in the very first days they started collecting IDs and stuff, that already got yoinked and everything, yep. At least this time they kind of like photos looks like will suffice. So like, sure, bro, I'm already like here I am online here, you know, like 7-8 hours a day basically. You can I can send them a photo, sure, if they need. I'm not that, you know, kind of like anonymous, I guess, with that stuff. But like fucking IDs and everything, like why? And Riot reportedly lay off around 80 devs on League of Legends spin-off Fighter 2 XKO, less than a month after launch. Overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. Well, rip another one, looks like. Yeah, CP upload. I mean, we have the same stuff pretty much, yeah. It's not kind of like coded into some sort of ID as physical ID, but yeah, we have the digital IDs now and stuff. But we basically kind of do. That we do have, and yeah, you can log in on a bunch of things using that ID and shit, so that we already kind of have on us. Nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. And there were leaks from that thing too already, so... Government is also not exactly the safest thing, but... You can't do anything about it. I don't know. The only option is like trying to move to like other countries that don't do that, but I think eventually it's gonna be like all of them, because everyone will try to do that, in my opinion. I think that's gonna be every country's end goal. A lot of discussion and reflection reducing the size of the XKO team. Wanted to know the decision wasn't made lightly. Oh, that's like every time, dude. Every you know, address of some corpus starts the same. As we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends in how players were engaging with XKO. The game resonated alright. Smaller focused team needing to dig in and make key improvements to the game. I'll see. Anyone played it? I kind of like. I mean, I'm not really like watching like in general Twitch that much, but yeah, I think. I was surprised that it was already out somewhat, and I haven't heard shit about it, so... I guess that's gonna be like even faster than Runeterra. Runeterra at least was kind of like afloat for a little bit of time. This shit looks like kind of gonna be dead even faster there. This one will be dead even faster, looks like. Unfortunately. And Runeterra, I'm still kind of sad, because I think it was actually a really good game. It was like very nice. Like the system there was really good. Like this like multi-layered, multi-stage turns and everything. That was so good. That was actually really nice. And it's dead. Well, I mean, not dead. I think it's still kind of afloat, but I don't think they're actually like doing anything with it. Maybe like some sort of skeleton crew. They're still working on it a little bit. But I think it was mostly dead, and I haven't heard about it in forever already. Unleash the Kraken. Damn, the Mega Kraken. Bellows Skull and Bones, which somehow still exists. Another season of updates for the industry's most infamous quadruple 8 game. Another one. Damn, it's been like what? Couple of years and they only now decided to finally roll out the Kraken. Insane. 320 in-game players on Steam. And user reviews average of 66%. Well, the thing is, like, Steam was like way late and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure like majority of the players are on consoles and through the launcher, because when we were playing on release there was no Steam version, there was only like Ubi launcher, so I assume most of the people there. And yeah, looks like somehow it still lives. Somehow it still lives. I thought they will do like a year of content because that was kind of like, you know, in contract for them, looks like, the year of support. Because they actually, for Skull and Bones, got like a bunch of like contracts with some of the Asian countries. Because some of the development studios were there that were working on the game, and because it's also about the region in the game, right? So they kind of got the contracts basically. So some of the governments probably kind of maybe even invested into it a little, so they needed to work on it for some time and deliver some content to support it for some time. So I thought when that is over, they're just gonna ditch instantly, but nowadays looks like still kind of going. They still kind of going somehow. Yeah, the old deal with Singaporean government. Maybe it was more than 1 year. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure, but I think there are still people playing on the console stuff. I mean, the game wasn't even that bad, honestly, when I played on release. Like, what was bad about it is the shitty end game, which some people did still enjoy somehow, but it was omega grindy and not in a fun way. Like, it was absolutely like hustle and an absolute job of an end game. Like, I fucking got there, I did it for a bit, and I just ditched. It was insane. Which later down the line, apparently they improved, but I already didn't feel like returning though, so they kind of fumbled that one. And they would get like some of the cool stuff with Krakens and everything earlier, and with a little kind of, you know, less grindy end games and stuff. I'm pretty sure game would actually maybe do better on the start even, but they didn't. 1,200 Ubisoft staff go on strike against Assassin's Creed company massive cutbacks. At this stage, it seems clear to us that Yves Guillemot has no knowledge or understanding of his company. At this stage, company is continuing its cost reduction layoff plan. Our teams are already working under pressure, often understaffed. After several years without pay rises or very small increases, we understand that once again employees will not receive a raise this year. Wonka is... Well, good luck. Yeah, I do hope that at least this kind of action will change something. At least for their, like, considering where they are located, I think that might actually make a bit of difference at least, so that will be nice. That is nice though, hopefully. Hopefully there will be some change. But I think also part of the reason why they're now doing all this, like, you know, separate entity, right? Like everything good, they already moved to this new studio with like the Tencent money. And Ubisoft gonna be probably this kind of like scapegoat, you know, that will take the fall. And then like they probably completely like gonna ditch it or something maybe. And just focus on the successful games that they have under the new company with Tencent money in there, and just pretending they're not Ubisoft and have nothing to do with that or something. I feel like that might be the move, because like it's all kind of like so weird that I feel like they have some sort of plan they're going. Highguard Studio Wildlight confirm layoffs after level designer claims most of the team have been let go. Core group of developers remain to continue innovating on and supporting the game. Well, that means the game is dead. Like, you can go to reviews already. If they weren't stellar already, and now there is even more negative reviews that say that game is basically abandoned and, you know, just don't go here, it's dead. So, looks like it's gone now. That was fast. That was fast. That was way too fast even. No exact amount of devs. Quite unlucky, because it looks like some things, after some fixing, the game wasn't completely bad. So it could go, but nope, looks like not. Oh yeah, there it is. There is a drama always with something, even the Mewgenics. Edmund Macmillan on assembling a Mewgenics Meow Cameo list. Cameo list. They missed the opportunity, dude. The inclusion of people with clashing ideologies felt appropriate. Understand we live in a time where a meow from someone who has different beliefs as you is scary and frustrating, confusing and controversial. I like this line, dude, because that exactly perfect fucking description of the fucking current year, dude. The meow from someone who has different beliefs, dude. Well, that's like basically the part of the base statement, I think. A list of pretty complicated internet personalities and presence of YouTubers Ethan and Hila Klein of H3H3 Productions drawn criticism from those who don't agree with their views on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Mugenics also features voice performance from Matan Even as the 15-year-old stage invader from 2022 Games Awards. That's the one, even that one. Who appeared on far-right conspiracy podcast Infowars when he was 12. Which apparently dude is just kind of like doing some mega trolling and appearing on all this like alt-right and other like, you know, conventions and other things and just doing like some omega trolling there. So I guess maybe that also was part of it. There's also Christian Chandler, autistic trans YouTuber who has been subject of considerable online bullying, was arrested on a charge of incest in 2021 that was dismissed in 2023. According to Macmillan, the list of cameos is a kind of cross-section of internet culture during the game development, with an emphasis on featuring people from across the ideological spectrum. When we added most of the people on the list, it was ages ago, like Ethan was included a good 4 years back, he told me over email. I mean, game is in development for that long already, dude. I wanted the game to feature a huge array of iconic voices I've been hearing echoing across the internet for most of my time making games. As some probably noticed, I was pretty all over the place when it came to cameos and did my best to include and keep ones that clashed or kinda counterbalanced each other. The inclusion of Ethan and Nahila was counterbalanced by iDubbbz and Anissa, he pointed out. For context, iDubbbz and Anissa are YouTubers and streamers who have publicly supported Palestinians during Israel invasion of Gaza. iDubbbz and Ethan Klein are former friends who are now locked in the public feud after iDubbbz released a content cop video criticizing Klein for his stance on Israel. There it is. Insane, dude. I made sure to contact both to make sure they were okay with the other's involvement so it didn't feel like a weird gotcha on release. They were both very adult about it and said they had no issue with the other being added. And I really respected that, since I know they have been publicly feuding for a while now. It's hard to explain without revealing aspects of the game people haven't really experienced yet, but the inclusion of people with clashing ideologies felt appropriate. Still can recognize a single voice actor? Same. I didn't even know, actually. I kind of had some guesses that there probably will be some sort of like, you know, cameos from like content creators. Like I kind of judging by like the memery, right, and everything, I kind of expected that there is something like that, but I didn't know, I didn't recognize anyone. I was just today like checking, preparing the notes, and was like, what the fuck, really? Exactly, Dio, exactly. Exactly. I understand we live in a time where meow from someone who has different beliefs as you is scary and frustrating, confusing and controversial, Macmillan continued. But it felt interesting, so I decided to explore it. Also, I should probably point out that I don't share the same opinions as, well, probably any of the people we included. If I only included people who share the same exact opinions as me, I'd be the only one meowing in the game. I included Chris, but also Liquid Chris. Those who know. I didn't realize Matan was controversial. I mean, a lot of these people are characters doing bits. It is said that some people might read this or other articles and be so put off by the idea of an inclusion of someone they don't like so much that they will never play the game. He concluded, but I'm not sure someone who would be that upset by a problematic meow would really enjoy the game that much anyway. Honestly, the thing that bothers me the most about all this is if a cat appears with the voice of someone you hate, you can literally throw it in the trash, or worse, people need to get more creative with their hate. Macmillan also pointed out that once Mugenics has full mod support, modders may well have a go at offering players the means to remove any meows that they aren't fans of, and possibly add in their own custom meows. What a time to be alive, dude. What a time to be alive. Yeah, exactly, Gustavati, exactly. One thing that I think it's also kind of highlights is like, you know, over the development of the game, like they were adding like those voices of people just kind of like who were like around, right, on YouTube and stuff. And then like it evolved now by the year of 2026, like all those people like making memes and stuff and playing video games, now they all fucking political experts and everything too, you know. And suddenly it also becomes controversial because now it's all about the politics and shit, which is it's just like another, you know, like observation you can kind of like see there, you know, basically kind of observation you can take away from all this, you know, which is also kind of sad situation, I guess. But like the saddest one is the fact that yeah, like some meow from someone already can make people go full mad mode. Crazy, crazy. Not sure. Not sure exactly what it has to do. Which statement? Which statement? So yeah, this is kind of PP again, man. I would say that is 2026 for us nowadays, unfortunately. The problematic meows. Yeah, which one was there, Neo? Which one was there? I need to balance out the inclusion of people with different opinions. Well, I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose. It is kind of more already like, you know, kind of like the cope, I guess, in the end, right? That they, okay, we're gonna keep them because people with different opinions, that or something. I think that's more of a cope there. Okay, Kieran, hello. Just said it was for the duels and move on. True, yeah, I think like that is also kind of like creates, but like I did like though the line about the problematic meows though. That line I did like. Everything else, yeah, I think like kind of didn't need to go like didn't need to overanalyze that stuff in my opinion. Like you add that shit and that's it. Like whatever. It's like literally yeah, like the game was in development for so long that like some of those people kind of got like exposed, cancelled, like became, you know, like some grifters or something. Like they can't see that, you know. I guess you can cut them out later too, of course, right? But like, none of them, I think at least, right? Some sort of actual convicted criminals and stuff like that. So you know, if someone disagrees with them, well, I mean, fine, sure. Can't agree with everyone. That's just how it goes, unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately. I don't know. I am not sure. I am not so sure. Don't need necessarily to disown anyone, you know. Don't disown everyone because they kind of like started going into some sort of a disagree with everyone, including myself. I went even more radical there, even more radical than Macmillan. I see how it is. If I got alone, I went full radical mode there. I see. Terry Not Heroes of Descent. So this is basically the adaptation of the tabletop. The adaptation of the tabletop. First fantasy co-op tactical RPG, forged from the legendary dungeon crawling board game. Imagine having to agree with everyone working on a AAA game to play it. Yeah. Like if you start digging into that stuff, bro, it'll be impossible. But you start digging into that thing, it's impossible. And then take some sort of like, you know, memory lane, you know, trip on like some of the past games and what happened with some of the people who were like, you know, developing those, and it's gonna be also probably quite, you know, the quite the cesspool to get into. Ship, I say. The AI creating games is the future. Wait, isn't it? It is. I'm like, the fuck? That's a familiar name there. No, it is. That's the guys that made the recent Disciples that we just checked before. Always offended no matter what you do. I mean, yes, someone will be all the time. That's the thing, you know, like there's like very vocal parts of the internet that are gonna be like making a big deal because like someone supported something. Not saying it's wrong, not saying we're right, but there's always gonna be someone who's against that, someone who's for that. And like no matter what you do, no matter which side you pick, even if you think it's a good side, is gonna be someone who's gonna be still mad about it. So you can't please everyone, it's just impossible. See what I say. Never lucky, man. Never lucky. Not owning the Garfield. Yeah, they made Garfield too. Oh, okay. These are actually Pog developers then. Yeah, that's Disciples by them also. Well, not pogging that hard though. Right, Colony Colin, Gothic 1 Remake drops June 2026, June 5th, 2026. That's gonna be very high probability I'm gonna be playing that shit. Especially like I really like the timing because that's gonna be right around Summer Next Fest, right around. Well, actually, that kind of sucks though. Summer Next Fest. Let me see when will it be. June 5th to 8. No, that's the Game Fest, not Next Fest, brother. No. Give me the schedule. Give me the schedule. Next Fest, June 15th, June 22nd. Well, it gives you some time, I guess, to get to dive into the Gothic, and then it's gonna be already time for the demo galore. So we'll see. But I mean, still good. So yeah, we're gonna be a Gothic, and feels good, man. Hopefully, will be decent. Steam reviews letting you attach your PC specs is another Steam Machine Prep play, and you can't convince me otherwise. So you're gonna be, well, we already saw today even, some reviews you can attach your PC specs to them. I think that's kind of nice because you can see like which specs people actually have when they complain about performance and stuff, you know. I would say that is pretty good. It gives a little more info on that. Could be kind of cool also, you know, if you can get like some sort of like put your specs in your profile also, and then it's gonna be when you like checking reviews, it's gonna be showing, you know, like selection of reviews with similar kind of specs for you, so you can kind of like have an idea, I guess, you know, what to expect with your specific specs. That would be kind of cool. Diablo 4 getting Warlock class, Diablo 2 is getting Warlock class, and Diablo 2 Resurrected is now on Steam, and also Diablo Immortal getting Warlock class, the most important one. Well, that we already seen though, 40 fucking bucks, man, 40 fucking bucks. But yeah, we did get already the Diablo yup, we did get a little bit. A day after launch, Star Sand Islands devs address those user agreement, modding, and fake review concerns. Mixed start, but the mostly positive one. The fuck is that? What is this? A bunch of potential early adopters of early access release have been concerned with in-game purchases, but according to said update post, there are none. Please enjoy the game with confidence, so say the devs. Second concern that was addressed was regarding some potentially dodgy lines in the game's user agreement, partially in relation to those supposed in-game purchases, but also partially to do with things like mods being restricted. According to the devs, however, all unreasonable or overly restrictive clauses in the user agreement have been removed and will never restrict players from using mods or other custom content, and there is no anti-cheat system implemented in the game. After full release, Steam Workshop will also be open to allow everyone to freely create and share their ideas. Also been some feedback over a lack of story bits and voice acting, which has been duly noted as well, including some optimization issues, though there are plans on improvement on all counts. Star Sand Island is not perfect and will continue to listen carefully to the voices from our players while constantly improving and refining the game. Regarding the first update post, however, it's a strange situation where a bunch of positive reviews have popped up that appear to be AI generated. Seed Sparkle Labs say they don't understand why this is happening either, asking whoever is behind this to stop. Better than review bombing, I suppose, but maybe cut it out anyway, just a weird thing to do. the fuck? Full weeb mode there, I see. Just stop. Give a bit of blend there. Top 3 games of all time. Oh yeah, some reviews do seem kinda pipig there. Cynic, I see. Why though? Why? Why the bad start? Bugs and typos, I see. Favorite thing is not having to start out with chickens. Okay. Does seem like some saucy reviews there. Now with WeChat, Bilibili and stuff, yep. So probably the Chinese devs with some dank review farms and everything. I've seen that before. You know, this one is not free though, so that makes it usually kind of trickier. Usually like the farm goes when it's free games. And with free games, it's kind of easier to do so. With the paid ones, that is already a little more commitment, I guess, to go for the AI reviews and stuff. But there are probably farms with that too. I mean, again, all the devs can use that, but yeah, so far I've seen most obvious ones I've seen like with some Russian slope games and with Chinese slope games. Mostly. What was the? Man, I will find this one. Head in the battle, yeah, this one. This was like the Chinese, you know, pay-to-win heroes. This one kind of went mixed again now, though, already. Like it was actually like real dog in the beginning in terms of reviews, and then suddenly a bunch of sussy reviews started. Not sure if you can still find the most obviously ones there. Game polished badly. I mean, some people done work there. Negative aspects that you found out here is Might and Magic fixed, added, and cut the edges. Yeah, that was like, I guess, some early, you know, ones. Maybe even just like directly translated or something, potentially. Maybe. See, but I see. Yeah, because probably they announced the new one and everything, so maybe. They make that hero can also fight. Dream when I played 2008 Heroes Might and Magic. Insane. I recommend the game, worth to buy it. Weird, this shit was actually ridiculous, this game. Absolutely ridiculous. Exact copy of Heroes and Magic with truly awful English. Enjoying it thoroughly. Big if true. Big if true. But yeah, that's like the Heroes and Might and Magic with in-app purchases. It's literally like the gacha Heroes and Might and Magic with insane pay to win. And yeah, you also like if you want to grind a bit less in the game and just play it, you need to pay for the enjoy mode, basically. So if you actually want to play game properly, you need to buy special mode that makes the grind a bit less, not completely off or anything, just a bit less. That was fucking ridiculous there. I just kind of got like, you know, baited by the fact that it's kind of like sort of hero-like and everything, looking at all before it was out, and then it was out, and I tried it on stream actually, and that was an experience, dude. That was an experience for sure. I think was like one of the big examples with some saucy reviews in big amounts there. Mugenics made back its 8-year development cost in just 3 hours after launch. Not bad. Not bad. Highest sales day for any game of mine release-wise. Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and it sold 40,000 units, I think day one. Mugenics sold around 152,000 copies in under 6 hours, recouping its development costs in half the time. Insane. Absolutely deserved. Absolutely deserved. Every winner at 29th Annual DICE Awards. Alright, let's see. I again think that like in February trying to do awards for the previous year or something is weird. Because by that time people already kind of don't really care. Yeah, I guess yeah. People already don't really care at this point. What was last year? Everyone is already like, you know, full speed into the new year. It's like 1.5 months already basically into new year, dude. Game of the Year, Clair Obscur. Oh, no surprise there. Outstanding achievement in animation. South of Midnight. I don't know, dude. Is it because of this like fake stop motion thingy? I don't think that was anything outstanding, dude. On the other hand, I'm not sure if there was anything outstanding in other ones, though. Outstanding achievements in art direction, Clair Obscur again. Achievement in character, Ghost of Yotei-Yatsu. But there are like some people actually kind of going other way around, that the Yatsu wasn't exactly that crazy good there compared to the first game, for example. Original music composition, Clair Obscur, a Ghost of Yotei one. That I'm not so sure, dude. That I'm not sure. I bet it's pretty good, but like, is it actually that good? Outstanding achievement in audio design. Damn, Kojimbo got something at least. Finally. He finally got something. Didn't want to have him like all Medgi there sitting like on the Game Awards and stuff, not winning anything. Outstanding achievement in story, Clair Obscur. Outstanding... Did they even nominate, what's the name? Did they even nominate Kingdom Come anywhere? In RPG probably, okay. Well, in RPG of the year, obviously, like Clair Obscur won though, okay. Classic. Achievement in story, Clair Obscur. Technical achievement, Death Stranding. Action game of the year, Hades 2. Adventure game of the year, Ghost of Yotei. Family game of the year, Lego Party. Fighting game of the year, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Damn, when like remasters winning over the new release, alright. Oof. Not sure again also about, you know, just like having a remaster, not just remasters even of the games, but like, you know, the whole collection of remasters, and it wins over, you know, actually new releases. I don't know, that feels kind of weird to me. Even extra weird because it's not just even one remaster game, it's like a whole collection that has like a whole bunch of like, you know, attached kind of like sentiment from the people, most likely, right? With like nostalgia and everything. And they got the multiple ones in one package, so obviously it's kind of like we're gonna have a bit more resonance with people. Karakuri, I see. I think it is. I think it is Karakuri. Yeah, they already managed to lay off people because it didn't take off. Night reading with that game, hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully. I mean, I didn't finish Road Warden, but Road Warden didn't click with me that much. Like, Citizen Sleeper was more my jam, really. A racing game of the year, Mario Kart World. A role-playing game of the year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Sports game of the year, Rematch. Strategy simulation game of the year, Alters. I still don't know like why are you like combining that stuff, dude. Like there's like it's such, you know, like why? Yeah, like Alters. What is Alters like? Simulating and strategizing. It's literally just kind of like it's a good game, right? Don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but it's like it's sort of like survival in a way, right? With resource farming and everything. And you have all this kind of like the dialogue and stuff going on. Like, where's the strategy and what is simulating? Like survival, I guess, sure. But like survival and simulation in general, I think at this point especially deserves like a separate category for sure compared to strategy. Yeah, it's not even just only in those awards. Like I think a lot of awards kind of fucking up things with strategies for some reason. I don't know. Like, are they also thinking that there's like the strategies, like the genre? Like, yeah, sure. If you can go also, you know, 4x strategy, like base building, right? But if you just take strategies, you still have enough. Like Civ was last year, right? I think new Civ. Like, why is it not here? Europa Universalis, right? There we go. There's like so many you could put in there. Especially if you take like base building ones, for example, you know, economical strategies and stuff like that, 4x strategies, like you have like enough for like a whole category, dude, no problems. Why you need to combine it with like simulation and other stuff? Immersive reality technical achievement Hollow Infinity, VR not even sure. Game of the year Ghost Town for VR. Outstanding achievement for an independent game. Baby steps, blueprints, consuming piloted dispatch. Blueprints. I mean, blueprints was good, sure, but like I think dispatch should, you know, kind of like, kind of, you know, completely destroy it here. The mobile game of the year, Persona 5, Phantom X. Online game of the year, Arc Raiders. Okay, that I agree, sure. Achievement and game design, blueprints. Okay, fine, especially compared to everything else, I guess. Achievement and game direction, Clair Obscur. Okay, Kingdom Come again. Again, nothing. Winning nothing there. Feels bad. Feels bad. It's on mobile, yeah, of course. That's where that's where those games farm, actually. Kingdom Come Deliverance PS5 Xbox Series XS update is out now with 60 FPS and ultra quality visuals. There it is. And then next gen update. Ultra quality like PC visuals on consoles. So yeah, on PC apparently they also did update that stuff, but they are mostly getting like integrations with some like other launchers and accounts, looks like, so nothing crazy there. Sector Unknown out of early access. Solo developed isometric sci-fi RPG. Set in the shadowy expanse of space, begin on a desolate planet, establish stronghold, explore space, ally with or dominate local factions, combat despotic organizations set on ruthlessly exploiting the sector's resources and inhabitants. Solo RPG, where's Zoltan? There it is, there is one. Not winning RPG of the year is a crime, yeah. Especially when, like, you know, they were kind of Clair Obscur already farming, you at least could kind of like recognize the game a little bit, you know. Even Kojimbo got some sort of like, you know, pity prize there. And even the space fights there and stuff, they're better than Starfield. And it's solo made. No, pretty good reviews too. It's out of early access, looks like. Yeah, 16th of July was early access. Now it's out. At the Dverghold, then. At the walls at Dverghold awakened something ancient beneath the Isle of Rikist. King's Terran sent word across the Shattered Sea. Brave the haunted depths or let the darkness rise. An old-school dungeon crawler with turn-based combat and atmospheric soundtrack by a dungeon synth artist Splendorius. Yeah, what kind of insane musicas they got there? I wonder what is that. The dungeon crawler with a dungeon synth. What is the dungeon synth, dude? This one will be in next fest? I see. Okay, what is the dungeon synth then? If I can throw the dog there. You know, Dungeon Synth didn't exactly was something super crazy that I thought it is, but I mean, not bad, I guess. But not bad, I guess. And the demo will be there. See, we'll see. Maybe. French government awards knighthoods to Claire Obscure Expedition 33 devs. The deepest thanks go to our team who shaped this world and to the millions of players who have brought it to life since Sandfall Interactive. Damn, knights now. Insane. Order of Arts and Letters. Insane. I get that they recognize it that much. That is good. That is good. The first game industry distinctions were given in 2006 to Rayman creator Michel Ancel, Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto, and Alone in the Dark developer Frederick Reynal. Legend of Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma was also honored with the knighthood in 2023. Not bad. Not even Kajimbo. He didn't get this award also. Kick. And meanwhile, Square Enix revenues continue to decline over past 9 months to $1.3 billion. Damn, poor Square. Literally poor now. Net sales 1.3 billion, down 13.3. Profit $163.4 million, up 3.6. Well, the profits at least are up though, I guess. At least. The MMO segment is suffering. Yeah, last year was the expansion for the Final Fantasy. This year, not really. Games for smart devices and PC browser subsegment firm reported further decrease in net sales due to weakness in existing titles. Damn, weak titles. Consolidated financial forecast. Change attributed improved profitability in the digital entertainment business, as well as the recognition of royalty income in the rights and properties business that exceeded our initial assumptions, company said. Which kind of rights and stuff that they lended to someone. I wonder. Krafton surpasses $2 billion in revenue for the first time in its history. Publisher's record 2025 earnings were driven by its PUBG franchise, which experienced double-digit growth. PUBG still going strong, dude. Insane. And most of Krafton's revenue came from mobile. 1.1 billion, followed by PC 751 million, and the 29 million from console. Yeah, I guess on console they're not really farming that hard. Consolidated performance of Japanese advertising company IDK Group and ad tech firm Neptune. PUBG Battlegrounds IP reached highest annual revenue on PC, and user engagement traffic increased following collaborations with artists and luxury brands. The luxury brands. Inzoi and Mimesis also contributed to revenue growth, both surpassing 1 million units sold. A mobile PUBG saw record growth. PUBG Mobile Battlegrounds Mobile India maintained stable performance. Business strategy focused on expanding franchise IP with long-term product life cycles, in addition to continuing its transition into AI-first company. There it is there. Monka is... Yes, Subnautica 2 coming in from the AI-first company. There it is. That's gonna be something. That's gonna be something. We'll see if it's gonna be something good or not, though. Yeah, this we already kind of see, though. The answer for the answer in the end. Is it the same one? Yeah, disputes this. Alright, yeah, that we saw. Did a secondary check, filling out the ratings questionnaire for the game ourselves. To give developers context around the policies they violated. When they appealed, we reviewed the content again and let them know decision was appropriately applied and will remain in place. I don't know how they reviewed it again when the scene was literally changed in release version. Like, what the fuck were you reviewing there, dude? Why? Remedy appoints former Electronic Arts VP Jean-Charles Godechon as new CEO. It will stay close to players, earn their time and trust, and strengthen our independence. So yeah, good times ahead looks like for Remedy. Good times ahead for Remedy. What a nice guy going in looks like. 20 years of leadership experience from the global gaming and digital entertainment industry. Electronic Arts and CCP games, well, EVE Online, I guess something. Most recently served as SVP and Group GM at sports app Sleeper. What a name for the sports app. What a name. Insane. I'll be moving to Finland with my family, and I'm incredibly excited about getting to work directly with the team at the studio. And he just wanted to move to Finland, you know. That was the only reason, man. He's trying to move. He's trying to move. Time to get on, you know, on the social, getting the benefits, you know, with the whole family. That's it. Australian government calls for action from Roblox on untenable child safety concerns. Roblox responds, stating our commitment to safety never ends. Australia too now. Protect the users that go beyond many other platforms. Advanced safeguards that monitor for harmful content and communications. Filters designed to block the sharing of personal information. Chat features don't allow user-to-user image or video sharing. Age checks are required before anyone has access to chat. Same checks are also used to limit kids and teens to only chatting with others of similar age by default. Also work closely with Australian law enforcement to support their investigations. While no system is perfect, commitment to safety never ends. We continue to strengthen protections to help keep users safe. Well, I mean, they did implement this stuff with age checks also. Same as Discord, I guess, in a way. Even though that kind of like makes a little more sense because Roblox, you know, kind of supposed to be like game for kids, and Discord not supposed to be the platform for kids, really. Not only for them, at least, you know. Remedy revenues continue to rise in 2025, reaching 59.5 million euro. Fourth quarter results spiked 46.3% to 17 million following increase in royalties and sales of Alan Wake 2 and Control. Son, they be farming. Profit is 0.7 million. Compared to a loss. That's good. In positives now. Driven by the higher revenue level. Early reception to Resident has been excellent. Positive wishlist numbers. But it would be kind of weird if there would be negative wishlist numbers, didn't it? Yeah, does look good though, does look good. Opium. Steady royalty generation through unit sales, alongside steady sales of other games in the Alan Wake franchise. They be farming, they be back, and now with the insane experienced CEO, surely they gonna farm hard. And that also with Firebreak actually being complete dog shit, so... Title underperformed, did not meet Remedy's expectations. Issued profit warning due to weak sales of Firebreak, recognized non-cash impairment of 14.9 million. So I assume even with that is fine. A loss with the non-cash impairment. Oh, okay, I see. So over the year it was still a loss then. Okay. How was that Firebreak doing there? That's probably some scary numbers right there. Damn. That's like more dead than Speed Freaks, dude. Eh? What was that? Oh, free weekend, alright. Free weekend with 400 people there. Well, Speed Freaks winning. Speed Freaks winning, dude. Barely, but kinda. It's alive, dude. Pacific Drive developer Ironwood Studios raises $4 million in seed funding round. Led by Lifeline Capital, funds raised will support developers' next project. Aha, next project there. Funding round points us toward the best version of that feature. We're thrilled to work alongside Lifeline Capital to make it a reality. No info on that though. No, I need to finish the DLC. I need to finish the DLC still. Hello's Online has 21 players on Steam, I see. A lot of people play it through Steam though, I guess, but yeah, even that. Microsoft withdraws DMCA claim against indie developer Unomelon. Firm initially alleged Unomelon's voxel sandbox title Anumeria included gameplay and assets from Minecraft. Then cubes equals Minecraft. False DMCA claim. Microsoft alleged Unomelon used Minecraft content including but not limited to gameplay and assets without authorization. Shared email correspondence on the server confirming the removal of the copyright claim. The best case scenario, and still not sure about the details, but whatever happened it worked. Steam page and game has been fully restored and I did not need to file a counterclaim, meaning there will be no chance of a lawsuit. Hope is that automated claims like this are investigated or prevented in the future. I mean, it do be quite easy to do, looks like. Recently way too much DMCA Fiesta on Steam, dude. Way too much. Overwatch's new story-driven era launch doubles the release day concurrent record on Steam. Damn, Overwatch is alive again. I mean, it never actually really died though. People like kinda writing it into the list of dead, but it actually never wasn't really. Concurrent peak record rise from 75,000 to 165,000, and 75,000 just on Steam, by the way, not on Battle.net, for example, where there's plenty of people, right, and not on consoles. It's still like more than fucking alive. Like it or not, it's just how it is. Yeah, the Overwatch 1 consumed the corpse though, true. Sega records $200 million impairment write-down for Rovio during Q3. Rovio found it difficult to advance its initially planned business development, says Sega. Net sales 2.1 billion, income 129 million. Considerable decline in its entertainment content segment. Company stated new full game and free-to-play titles underperformed, while existing free-to-play titles performed steadily. Revenue from licensing, subscriptions, DLC, and animation surpassed expectations. Third quarter, Sega released two new titles, Football Manager 26 and Sonic Rumble. Sonic Rumble did not meet expectations, especially in customer acquisition. Right, rip that one. Didn't people say it's actually kind of good, but I guess no one needed another kart game. Everyone's playing Garfield there. Sega described Rovio's Q3 performance as sluggish, stating it fell significantly short of the initial forecast due to rapid changes in the market environment. A rapid deterioration of mobile game market environment. Market consolidation driven by top competing titles, and large-scale investments for user acquisition by competitors, slowdown of the market expansion. New titles haven't met target KPI, development delays and development cancellations occurred as most and those are based on new IP. Economic benefit from beacon utilization on Sega title hasn't been materialized. Not materializing there. Sega plans to release 4 major new titles for its mainstay IPs, enhance sales capabilities to maximize each title's potential, and continue expanding its transmedia business. And get more adaptations and stuff, I guess. Highguard's high-profile mistakes should be a lesson for other developers. All right, let's see what is the mistakes there, guys. What they highlight there. What were the mistakes? Team spent much of the past couple of months feeling like a punching bag, having gone from almost complete anonymity to being subjected to mountains of scorn, much of it undeserved. True. Final blow, knocking the wind entirely from their chest, been disappointing launch performance, followed almost instantly by layoffs at the studio. Wildlight made significant mistakes in the Highguard game as a genuinely interesting mix of elements, but its actual pitch to players was muddled and unclear. On top of that, Shadow Drop strategy with the game launching just a week after reveal was risky and questionable. True. Well, I mean, it was questionable because, yeah, with such loud release, with such loud announcement, releasing that soon was actually probably not the best idea, especially with no news dropped whatsoever. State of game at launch, wherein 6 players rattle around on very large maps, suggests significant technical problems that remain to be ironed out. And most fatally, a near immediate round of layoffs post-launch suggests the studio didn't really have the financial backing required to properly put up a fight in this space. I still don't know, like, what were they expecting? Like, if they wouldn't have the Jove's promotion, right? They would do the same, just like close the fucking studio, because they probably would make no money anyway, even if it's like without the odds they would get like less people join, right? But I don't think those people who would join, they would spend more money all of a sudden or something. Like, they still wouldn't make any money from that, most likely then. Yeah, maybe they expected there's gonna be some insane Pogen going on there, I guess, I don't know. I see. Well, I do, I think, have some interview there, yeah. Sorta. And none of the horror errors explain a vitriol and dismissiveness which Highguard was met after this announcement. True. The mob friends a little more than post-folk justifications. Became a whipping boy for people peeved at the naked shameless commercialism of the Game Awards and a scapegoat for those annoyed at the endless flood of live service games. Few minutes of video footage led to backlash quite of the proportion with any actual issues with what had been shown. Trailer did a poor job explaining the game's strengths or ideas, certainly, but if every uninspired trailer received this kind of furious response, the industry would be a smoking wasteland. The negative response to the trailer, we got 2 months of radio silence, followed by not quite shadow drop. True. Yeah, what if they fixed the 3v3 limit? Apparently that did actually help with the game being better for sure. Clear communication. Money simply ran out by February. Game had to be launched in whatever state they could manage. Could be, considering they also laying off everyone. That does sound like it maybe was a thing. Maybe. If it wouldn't be like with such pomp, you know, on the Game Awards, probably would be a little better. But yeah, I think it's also like not exactly like the Game Awards and like the Joe's fault. I think it's in general people already kind of like tired of live service and team-based PvP stuff again. There's just too much of that going on. And a lot of it gets like by default pretty negative impressions, I guess. Nexon revenue rises 6.5% to $3.1 billion in 2025, driven by ongoing success of Arc Raiders. Embark Studios' extraction shooter exceeded our most optimistic projections. Shit's farming, dude. 55% revenue rose. Insane. Got like the sale numbers and stuff later too. I have that there. Well, there's the UB. Ubisoft Q3 net bookings rise 12% to 338 million euro, primarily driven by Assassin's Creed franchise. Publisher's third quarter net bookings exceeded their revised guidance of 330 million. Revenue down, net bookings up, digital net bookings up 20%, back catalog net bookings up 36%. The still in Arc Prison, yeah, waiting for the end of the season there, grinding until the end of season. Exceeded expectations. The launch of Anno 117 Pax Romana outperformed Anno 1800s. Rainbow Six Siege was in line with expectations. I wonder if expectations also included all the like outage of the servers for that long during the holidays. Monthly active users increased year on year. Daily active users in early January were double those in early November. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora experienced strong player engagement after the From the Ashes expansion. 130 million monthly active users across console and PC in 2025, December's figure reaching 38 million, up 3% year on year. Performance reflects the strength of our portfolio and the breadth of player engagement across our core franchises, supported by recent releases and live content updates that continue to resonate with players. And also all the layoffs and all the, you know, closed games and stuff. hella true. Consultation process began to reduce Ubisoft International's headcount in Paris by 200 roles. Our voluntary redundancy process was announced days after restructuring announcement. Sharpen focus, accelerate decision making. Yeah, making it cheaper, bro, as usual. I wonder if they're gonna start also, like, you know, kind of moving everything to the locations where, like, the unions and kind of like the labor laws are weaker, so they don't deal with all the protests that are going right now. Yeah, 1,200 employees took part in a 3-day international strike. Ubisoft stated that 538 employees reported participating in strike. We understand these changes, particularly those affecting work organization, are generating strong feelings. Since the announcement, we have held a series of discussions and information sessions at multiple levels to help teams better understand the organization, to give them opportunity to share their questions and concerns. Ubisoft's leadership remains committed to maintaining open, constructive dialogue with employees and employee representatives in order to support this transformation to build a stable and clear working framework for everyone. Ten Chambers co-founder Hjalmar Wikström leaves after 10 years. Making games is hard, and these past years have taken their toll. There's more news about this one later. Like the whole studio is basically kind of suffering now. Fallout 76 crossplay is closer than ever and fans remain hopeful. Dude, about fucking time. About fucking time. Another interview, the new one. Looking into crossplay, I have plans to try to scope out what that work is going to entail for us. Not the immediate plans for us, but no players want it. What we can promise players is that we'll continue to investigate, continue to try to establish plans. Okay, so it's like, it's still kind of like nothing really. No crossplay whatsoever. No, I don't remember, was it like Xbox and PC still doable or not even that? Like PlayStation for sure not. Like I remember even back when I was like actively playing a lot on stream, it was like still some people from community couldn't play with us because they were on console. Microsoft not committed to hard 2027 launch for next Xbox, it is claimed. Claimed by who? Oh yeah, it's because the AMD like stated about 2027 launch, yeah. That was actually AMD CEO claiming that. But Microsoft, I guess, said no. 27 viewed internally as a best case scenario, but Microsoft is not committing to a specific date to ensure proper experience for players. Another one, another console. PlayStation 6 and PlayStation Handheld to have impressive memory specs, it is claimed. No, they're gonna like cost like a car or something then too? The memory capabilities. PlayStation 6 could boast up to 30 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory using specific configuration to fit it into the console. A PlayStation Handheld could have as much as 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5X memory, putting it at least on par with the recently released ROG Xbox Ally X, arguably the most premium handheld on the market. $18 Canadian, yeah, that will be probably a chunky boy there. The chunky one there. Man, these like all these prices gonna be fun to deal with in upcoming years probably, unless something changes. But the price is still gonna be fucked probably no matter what though for a while. Microsoft still plans first-party Xbox handheld, it is claimed. Well, I mean, that's actually not really surprised, like the Asus one sold really good there. And that one sold real good there. first-party Xbox handheld, even if the next mainline Xbox console is primary focus for now. The next generation Xbox platform is touted as Microsoft's boldest effort in the gaming space to date. Damn, son. Like every time it is, and then kinda, nope, not really. Activision paid XQC $1 million to stream Warzone for a day. Yeah, that one. It's funny because that wasn't even like his biggest revenue that day. He got like 15 mil from like Gumbo on that day, I think, or something. Single stream despite original deal being for several streams over 2 weeks. Countdown to sponsor. I had a late sponsor kick in. It was Call of Duty Warzone. I hadn't answered their request for their sponsors for like the whole season. At the end they were like, yo dude, we'll give you like the rest of the budget or whatever. They're like, well, you were supposed to play like once or like a couple of times for 2 weeks, but you can do it all in one day if you want. I played for like 12 hours, I think, and it was like 1 million flat. That was the biggest condensed sponsor I've ever taken. It must be nice, like being like the marketing people for Call of Duty. Like, bro, we have some budgets left, you know. Like, you just play in one stream, whatever. We're gonna give you whatever we have left, you know. Like, nothing to do with this shit. Like, take it, man. Must be nice. Must be nice. Let's see, let's see. Already. Sleep well. You going? You going already? A bit early still, I guess, but maybe. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. You have a good one. A single day sufficient amount of body for the rest of your life without worries. Yeah. Like I would play like straight up for like 12 months probably. Like to get the 1 mil, bro. For 1 mil, like 12 years, I guess. Okay, fine. 12 years probably of one game would be a CBT, man. Not sure if it will be even worth 1 mil if you're not gonna even survive till the end of that, you know, to get it or something. No idea how XQC has that many viewers. Like he was like on the Giga grind always, though. I mean, he like streams like all waking hours, and his waking hours are quite a lot because like he's like, I think, on, you know, on the other role and stuff, and I think he had also some problems with like the sleep and everything, so he doesn't really sleep much, so he just basically just like grinds and grinds and grinds. The speed dude? No, speed dude is actually insane though. Like speed, actually, I can see where those numbers come from. Like, dude is actually like making fucking content, dude. It just screams and does mega boring shit. Well, I mean, I don't know. You like maybe you just got like some very unfortunate clips there or something. But Brotherman like just recently like toured the whole fucking Africa and everything, and showed like so much shit from like all the different countries, including the countries that, you know, people like thought like was a really bad idea to go to, but he did. Like he actually like probably one of the few people at the top who, you know, invests in like his content and showing something interesting, basically, which I do respect, actually. People even watch that made it that large. Well, that because he was like loud equals funny and everything kind of guy. And I mean, he's like, what, 20 or something? So, you know, dude is like kind of like growing up with all that still. So yeah, it's not for me, but I get it. And to be honest, like the travel stuff, like the clips I saw from his travels, for example, they were kind of nice. Well, except like some like Pipega situations there and like the whole crowds running around. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess, when you get that big. Everyone can make a Polish epic content with enough money. True, but no one does. That's the thing. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. I don't think like anything really is a streamer's attribute, honestly. Like I know it might be a bit of a wild take, but I think like you can if you pump with like some raise view boss or something, you know, like a random person, absolutely, like pick someone from the street, absolutely, and just like consistently give them a good view amount, good view boost with a live chat and everything, and they will be like insane Pog streamer in some time, 100%. No, I wouldn't say it's even lucky or something. It's basically just kind of like get like if when you get the audience, which is the hard part, really, right? Like after that, it's already like going. You need to maintain the audience. It's also like not that simple. It depends on the content. I think if you kind of like doing just like regular like gaming and stuff, right? Then if you got audience from, for example, networking from other streamers, and then networking disappears, you're just gonna like lose it all. If you're doing like some sort of like Pogi Wogi content, then maybe you will retain that. But yeah, I think it's like still quite big in terms of what you earned. What you earned in terms of audience is where you're gonna stay. Like a lot of like the humorous stuff, a lot of entertaining stuff, a lot of content. It's all based on the audience, basically. You have the audience, you're gonna be good. And giving the audience gives you money, and giving money, having money means you can get the people who will assist you with content, right? You're gonna have like a lot, like, well, nowadays a lot of like IRL streamers and everything, you have like a whole team. You have like the cameraman, you know, you have like a whole bunch of people with you. You have like massive investment in all that, not to mention, you know, like editors, clippers, a lot of clippers getting paid nowadays too, apparently. Like, you know, you have all those like clippers that post that stuff on different media, right? Gotta farm like live stream fails, gotta farm like all the shorts, all the Twitters and stuff, you know. So yeah, that's basically kind of like how it is. The income they have, yeah, that's kind of pocket change. That like they usually get like good pay and stuff too. I would say like, you know, like if you want to get in the industry sort of and earn something, it's better to actually like try to kind of like become someone's, you know, assistant editor or something like that. You'll be earning like way more money, and it will be kind of like way easier than actually trying to make it streaming yourself or something. 100%. But yeah, that is the thing about like Speed, for example, is that he has the Stonkus, and he actually uses that Stonkus for good and for like content and for stuff like that. Because there is also, for example, like an XQC, right, who also has massive Stonkus, and well, he just like, you know, sits and plays video games, and Gambas, which like at least video game part I do respect, whatever. What else? Well, that's what I respect about Ella, for example, right? He just like stays at his lane and just like plays video games and enjoys them. Feels good. That's all you need. But I do know what he does with the money. I mean, true, but still, like, at least I remember he promised when he got like insane kickback that he's gonna be like doing some Omega Pog content now, because he got like millions from that. There was no Pog content really since then, so now retain that many viewers with all the gambling. I think because he streams so much, then like even if he gambas for hours at a time, he still has like hours of like other content that people tune in for, most likely. It's just kind of like, you know, like filler content. Like he does, you know, like all his usual stuff that people come to watch, and then he also has like some hours when he just gambles. So like, you know, you just like do some stuff, warm up, right? Build up the amount of audience, boom, switch to kind of like the Gamba segment. People slowly drop off, right? And by the time like it goes kind of low, you're already like switching back to the good stuff, and it goes up again. And your average for the stream pretty much ends up being kind of solid. That's it. Yeah, power of regulars, power of habit, you know. Like when you're at the top, like you won. Like people just gonna watch you, basically. Like you're gonna have the Clint Stevens, right, who just like tunes in, like starts the streams once, like, you know, a few months, and he gonna just have like, you know, like the whole stream of like resubs and like thousands of people watching, basically, even though he appears like once in the blue moon. I mean, dude, the guy said that, right? Like last week, I think the news were, right? No, or was it? Like he's not streaming already for months since his last marathon. Like it was September, right, or October. Like 1 month of the subathon was there. Like he's not streaming for 4 months, I think, already, and he's still like third biggest in amount of subscribers. Like for 4 months, people just like keep resubbing, and he's still the third biggest, like with like 40,000 or something subscribers and stuff, dude. That's it. Like as I said, you get big enough, you good already. Don't even need to stream anymore, you know. It's all about the big. It's all about the big. But yeah, with Speed, as I said, I think it's good. Like his content, like he got big, and he's using that, you know, like popularity and that money for some really good content. I do like to see it, at least, you know, because like that sounds cool. Like I tried to do some, you know, like get some shitty drone, get some little fucking scuffed, you know, like snorkeling setup, and now imagine you have like a shitload of money, like how much you can do with that, you know, how much cool stuff you can come up with and everything, and show that is good, and he at least does that. A lot of people don't, so that's why I understand that at least. Some other content, not so much, but that I can understand. That at least I can understand. And not the Boogie Woogie outdoor content. I mean, I can get behind that too, honestly. Just like sitting there and playing video games in your lane is good stuff, I think. Kind of dream. Even though I guess, yeah, when you kind of like can make some cool content and do some cool things, and you have resources for that, I mean, that sounds nice. At least every once in a while, that's good. A little refreshing, you know, for everyone involved, for you and for viewers. I think that's good. I think that's good. That is very good. Yeah, do be like that. Do be like that. Yeah, the gaming streams and stuff, I do still kind of vibe with and stuff more. Like modern way of like the IRLing with just like people going around, you know, like showing cameras in people's faces and stuff, and being the nuisance streamers and everything. That stuff I don't understand. Same as like the React content. Like I know some like the streamers we have at Armenian, for example, is basically just the whole content is just like watching shows and movies on stream, and it's like, bro, the fuck is that, man? Virda. NetEase praises AI integration in latest earnings update. Another one. Concluded 2025 with another healthy quarter, reflecting durability of our long-term game operations and the growing impact of our global titles. AI has become a foundational competency for our development and operations. We have been systematically applying AI throughout game development and gameplay, where it is already driving meaningful improvement in production efficiency and unlocking new interactive experiences for our players that were previously out of reach. Looking ahead, we remain focused on delivering exceptional experiences across the NetEase family of businesses, fostering creative talent ecosystem, deepening collaboration with partners worldwide, and thoughtfully advancing our AI application capabilities. We aim to further extend the longevity of our franchises while continuing to deliver innovative experiences to create even greater value for our global players and shareholders alike. The value for shareholders, insane. Another one with insane AI. Another one. Arc Raiders brings in close to 6 million players every week. There it is. 14 million units. A new earnings release reveals. 14 million copies and brought in close to 6 million weekly active users. The last month was 12 million copies, actually. Arc Raiders be farming, dude. I mean, good game, though, I guess. Yakuza Kiwami line ends with third game. New series planned. There it is. Kiwami 3 will be the last game in the Kiwami line and will potentially start a new line of games. Another one. and just pick some other character from there and like make their own sort of spin-off thing there. Twitch is trialing an odd delivery method that is questionable at best. Oh, the pause one, okay. The pause ads. Pause screen ads. The part of our ongoing work to make ads less intrusive while offering creators additional revenue sources. These ads will appear when a viewer pauses a stream. The skippable ads experiment is still ongoing at the same time. Yeah, it's not gonna be like making ads less intrusive. It just means there's gonna be more ads. Just now they're gonna be also on the pause page, which I mean, I don't think anyone cares about too much, right? And they stacked up on top of other ads, yeah. So now you want to kind of like do something, you know, like refresh the stream sorta. I guess you're gonna need to deal with this one. Like you pause the stream, you get the ad. You play the stream again, you get, you know, the pre-roll or something, which shouldn't be at least kind of happening when you kind of have the Twitch ad scheduler on, automatic one, which I have, for example. But when you have the Twitch ad scheduler on, then you have ads like a little bit, but every 20 minutes. Twitch service hiccup, get an ad, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes, Yellow, I see. Our creators won't have Fortnite skins in a bid to protect the game's vision, so not gonna be doing all those insane collabs though. There are other games, very successful games out there, the finals being one of them, in which the IP is designed so it basically happens to be very elastic. You can do whatever the hell you want and people are like, that makes sense, it's completely plausible. You can be a pink banana, you can be whatever, and everyone's like, that makes sense, it fits the universe, no problem. Our creators has a more curated lore, curated world, so we have to stick within boundaries slightly to a different extent that maybe finals or Fortnite or another game in which Batman can shoot Bart Simpson. That won't change, think that's going to be very important. Personally, never believed that I would care about what I was wearing in a video game. Listen, I'm just being very honest with you, but I'm like a child. Whenever something new comes out, I need to have it. I swap my gear, I swap my backpacks and things and charms. We'll see, we'll see. Definitely when you want to hear odds, yeah. True. A laid-off high-guard tech artist reflects on game's launch. Alright, there's the one. There's the one. Before game's reveal on the Game Awards, the team was receiving positive feedback. In cases of negative feedback, it was always constructive criticism. After trailer dropped, it was downhill from there. Even if Highguard had a rocky launch, or our independent self-published dev-led studio full of passionate people just trying to make a fun game with zero AI and zero corporate oversight deserved better than this. I then wish the remaining staff members luck and said he hopes the game can continue. Core team will continue to work on Highguard. Deserved better than this. Well, I mean, honestly, sure, maybe deserved better than this, but I think, you know, like all the shit from the Game Awards trailer is just a part of it. If it wouldn't be bad, if it wouldn't, well, if it wouldn't be not good enough, then they wouldn't get that much shit. Now that they started adding like the 5v5, all those things, you know, reviews started to improve. Like if that would be a little better, like feedback, I guess, or something initially. Like I don't know how they were receiving positive feedback if like everyone so far I've seen mentioned that like 3v3 on such a big maps is dog shit. Like I don't know who was playing it, you know, I guess Jove was playing it. Maybe for him that was Poge. If they had like feedback, you know, like testers like that, then yeah, I guess who just went in, you know, like played one match and like, dude, this Poge. Then yeah, maybe that was, you know, that was what they got from that feedback. The game had 100k players on launch and lost them all days in. Yeah, like a lot of people say, like, you know, like there's reviews that from people who played for like 10 minutes or something. Pretty sure there was a lot of people who played decent amount of time, and like maybe they didn't even leave the review, they just stopped playing, and that kind of, you know, that kind of explains. To be honest, there's plenty of like, you know, games that were like fucking Call of Duty, right? It's NBA, right? Every year that shit releases to like mixed reviews or negative reviews, and it still goes well and makes millions, right? So if you have like kind of like a little bit of a hiccup on release, that doesn't mean that you like kind of dead already or something. Like you still, if the game would be good, they wouldn't have that problem. Like sure, it was kind of like way higher expectations. It was also kind of like, you know, way harder to deal with all this because they had like the default opinion was already below 0. So they needed to jump way higher, but they didn't jump at all, looks like, or something. Alrighty, Axel, have a good one. Enjoy your walk. Enjoy your walk. I'm gonna get through the rest of the news and also chill for today. Tomorrow we New Vegas in already. State of play, everything announced. Since First Light new trailer, we watched together all the shows, so I'm not gonna be rewatching all that stuff. For the Loop, oh yes, another like insane team-based shooter. The Beast of Reincarnation that we saw before, that might be interesting. Brigandine the Beast, Weeb, JRPG, kind of like not exactly my super, you know, forte, so kind of whatever. Castlevania might be nice from the Dead Cells support studio, that kind of is good. Control Resonance so far, even the first trailer and this trailer, they did look like it might be like my jam. Like I love Control's world and art, but I didn't really like gameplay too much. This looks like it's gonna be the same sort of like world and art, but with the gameplay that I like way more. So that might be actually pretty cool for me. We'll see though. Crimson Moon. Crimson Moon I don't remember though. Was it one with knights or is it a different one? Darwin's Paradox, also don't really remember that much. Trend 2, obviously, Dead or Alive, yeah, the Booba, all good there. Staviote Legends, God of War, Sons of Sparta. How's that one actually going? Well, what's the consensus on this one? Are they still enjoying this one? Like the pixel art in that one looked to me kind of off a little. I don't know, something looked kind of off from that, like a little too weird and too smooth in some places on bosses and stuff. But yeah, I was enjoying it. I see. Yeah, good thing it's good at least then. All right. Because I asked my friend and he's like, dude, I'm not buying it for that amount of money. Fuck no. God of War Trilogy remake, John Wick new game. I only remember the year. That one is so fucking weird. Holy shit. Kena looks nice, Kena looks nice, Marathon, well, Marathon, whatever, kinda. Yeah, Marvel Tolkien Fighting Souls, not my jam, but I mean, kinda looks good. Meet the Hollower. Hopefully that one will succeed, because it's like Hail Mary for the studio there. Neva Prologue, not my jam. Prigmata. I don't know, I kinda like, not really like into the setting or something, I guess, of Prigmata. I don't know, again, like all those like kind of like the random like robots, this kind of like metallic, you know, squarey environments. I don't know, like something about those I just tuned off. Like I just can't comprehend that whatsoever. Like I just like, you know, completely like out of it. Don't like it. I don't know. Like hacking and shooting also feels kind of like it might be a little too dank. I mean, there is a demo. I should probably try to say if that part is, you know, good for me or not. Because it feels like kind of extra, you know, like extra stuff to kind of overheat in the combat and everything. But it's just mostly in general like this style. I just like the environments and everything, those robotos and everything. I'm not a huge fan. Just like doesn't really buy my interest. Settings kind of didn't really, you know, setting really didn't kind of buy. If it would be like more like grim, you know, like post-apocalyptic stuff like that, maybe, but yeah, this kind of stuff, not really. Project Windless, that one I also don't remember. Rayman whatever, Resident Evil, Rev Noir, so also kind of barely remember that one. Saros, not exactly bought jam. Silent Hill could be kind of alright. Star Wars Galactic Race, I would ironically kind of maybe play even. That one's kind of alright, I guess. The Shinobi Ops is basically, what was the name? Like the Shadow Tactics from Mimimi Games. The ones that made like the latest Desperados and then also closed after the Pirate game. They did really good tactics. Like kind of Commandos, you know, like Commandos-like, but with Shinobi and stuff, looks like. Could be alright, but I mean, that is Shadow Tactics. I haven't played that yet, and I'd rather like play that instead, to be honest, maybe. Not sure. Yup, surpasses 500,000 copies sold. Insane. Another friend streamer slope. That's another like the more of those happening, the more of those we're gonna get. Like when there's already like, you know, all those like legendary Twitter threads that say that you need to make like, you know, drop whatever insane single player game you're making and switch to the friend slope to make money. We're gonna get a lot of that. Gonna get a lot of that. Hey, Toastlow, AAA friend slope. Oh, just you wait. They're gonna hope on that probably too. I mean, they probably already own it. It's just gonna take like 7 years for them to make it, you know. So, gotta wait a bit. Gotta wait a bit. And Guillotine 3 beaten. Insane. Nice, nice. The third one already. I wonder how many are there actually. Yeah, I only got the first one. I only killed the first one. Saudi Savvy Group could pay $7 billion to secure one of the biggest games around. The Moonton. Oh, the publisher, developer, part of the ByteDance, alright. That is, which one? Mobile Legends Bang Bang, by the way. Free-to-play mobile. Between $6 and $7 billion. How much was fucking Activision and shit? No, that was way more though. That was way more, right? That was some massive numbers. What was closest to this one? Bungie or something, right? How much Bungie was? Like you have like, you know, like some massive, you know, companies with ongoing big live service games with like some brands and franchise and IPs that they own. And like boom, some like mobile fucking free-to-play MOBA comes in and sells for like 7 fucking billion, dude, potentially. You can get the GTA 6 for free. Yeah, it's quieter because different microphone. I don't know why. Like one microphone, like it is two of the same microphones, but yeah, whenever I switch to another microphone, because one loses the battery, this one is more quiet. It's annoying. It's annoying. I need to tick a huge box first. I need to have a baby on November 19, 2026. Oh damn, the Complet actually. In Norway. Shot of rose petals and ruffled bed with the caption GTA 6 dropping in 9 months. It's actually not a joke, GTA 6 will be released in 9 months, and if you have a baby on the release date, you'll get the game for free from us. I wonder if someone will try to kind of like, you know, speed it up or something, you know. Make microphone output better? Nah, not really. I could try to kind of like add, you know, like gain on the microphone, but then I will need to manually all the time kind of change that gain. Always. It would be kind of easy actually on the spinny thing here, but this, I already have microphone of like higher than 100, so not gonna work. Not gonna work. I don't know what the setting it is. Actually, it's like identical microphones, but like one is louder, another one is more quiet. Let me see. I tried it already before, but yeah. All right, this one is this one. Nah, the same. I think you can make it even lower. Actually, wait a second. Does it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? I feel like right now is louder, right? Like, or like looking at the levels, at least right now it does feel louder, right? I think. No change. Don't think anything changed. Yeah, I'm kind of like switching it on the. That just mutes it. All right, that's not it. All right. Yeah, not so sure. Not so sure. Not so sure. Yeah. There's like a few settings and it's Consciously trying to speak louder? I mean, I guess could be. Test, 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 test. I think it's kind of a bit different. I don't know, man. That does feel like this way it's a bit louder, but I think it's the same setting. Like it's a setting on the receiver basically. So it's like for the both microphones, it's the same setting though. So it doesn't matter what I do this. Not sure. Bought the Take-Two Interactive stocks yet? Yeah, surely have some money laying around to buy some stocks, dude. Of course. Every time. Yeah, there it is. The GTFO developer 10 Chambers confirms mass layoffs and major restructuring. Kind of wonder if there's like something that you can do to change. Say this one, I think is just basically like either mute. You unmute. Yeah, I don't think you can actually do any changes on this specifically on the microphone. So like I don't know how they got like a desync sort of that way. Not so sure. Weird. That's why I'm kind of trying to like, you know, well, I mean, it usually kind of more or less enough for the whole stream of that other microphone that is louder, but yeah. Then it goes the more quieter one, a little quieter one goes in. A little bit. And by now, if I will ever have like somebody free for that, maybe I will. Feels bad, those feels bad. For now, I'm investing in food. That's my most common stock, you know. GTFO developer 10 Chambers confirms mass layoffs, major restructuring. So that's where the CEO lived there. I remain focused on the vision of Den of Wolves. Ulf Anderson and Simon Wiklund remain fully committed to the game and to leading the studio forward. When we have more concrete news to share, we'll do it through our official channels. A large number of individuals were impacted by restructuring. In their statement, they stated this move is to ultimately ensure the upcoming Den of Wolves game becomes what it deserves to be. So we're laying off people to basically make the game better. Yep, that sounds about right. Layers of Fear 3 announced by Bloober Team. Damn, they back to Layers of Fear there. Again. First game originally released in 2016. Sequel in 2019. Yeah, I think the first game basically kind of like put Bloober even like on the map, even though I wouldn't say it was like some sort of like insane, crazy masterpiece. I remember watching Ella play that. But that was enough. Korean news outlet reaffirms that Nexon and Blizzard are working on StarCraft shooter. Yeah, we had those news before, so it does seem like it's not just the rumors and there is something like that going. The report also cautions that the project may never get off the ground, noting how Nexon has also partnered with Square Enix on a Final Fantasy spin-off game back in 2015 that never got past the planning stages. So yeah, they're working on it, but not necessarily gonna happen. The thing is, like, it's Nexon and Blizzard. It's basically kind of like, I don't know, like if two negatives gives a positive, I don't think it works this way here. It's more like additive than multiplicative. So it's gonna be like double negative. It's gonna be some sort of like fucking live service, you know, dog shit or something. Some sort of like hero shooter with like the StarCraft heroes or something. I don't know, like some team-based, you know, hero shooter PvP or something, like, or Extraction, you know, like, or some shit. Like most likely, I bet. Probably. Probably. No one gonna buy GTA 6? Wait, who said that? Don't think anyone said that. I think Hella is talking about the shooter in StarCraft, probably. I assume. Kakao Q4 2025. Kakao delayed Arcade Chronicles. Damn, Slavic is in shambles. And Chrono Odyssey yet again. Another one. A new lineup sets Arcade Chronicles for Q4 of this year and pushes Chrono Odyssey all the way into 2027. Come on, dude. Feels bad. Chrono Odyssey beta was fun. I did kinda enjoy that. But now it kinda nerfed already creating of monsters. And also the delays. We'll see what's gonna be with that one. And looks like we're not gonna see it soon. Fallout 76 resolves to improve currently existing events in future updates. Now that is good. We have events that have not been updated since launch. True. And they are outdated or didn't provide the rewards that players really wanted them. We've made a really big update to a lot of those. Not exactly, dude. So we can really revitalize some of them, make them more fun, and provide players with that minute-to-minute experience instead of just waiting for the top of the hour for the next event to pop up. Yeah, like all those events are not worth it whatsoever. Even the events that pop up sometimes are not worth, because like a lot of events that they have, they just like kind of like such insane value that some of the older ones are just completely pale in comparison. Like, there's just a few events really that are kind of worth doing, and some are kind of worth doing just because you get the script, or not the script, whatever. What was the name? The notes, the treasury notes or whatever. And that's the only reason they even kind of float, because there's other events that you just like, you have some like eviction notice or something like that that drains legendaries, or even like the new ones, the bounty hunts. Like in bounty hunt, you literally just like in a couple of minutes you make like more legendaries than some events give you for like, you know, 10-15 minutes investment or something, and you can just like, well, can't really spam them alone, but you still can do them a lot and fast. So like all those events no one fucking needs, even all the old events. They need to add like some unique rewards. You need to make some like, you know, more incentive to go to those even. No one does that. Even like some of the events that give the treasure windows, no one does. Like some events pop out, you just, okay, I'm just like not going there. It's pointless. You're gonna spend too much time for the reward you get. Stars Reach's Raft Coaster confirms layoffs, but assures fans that work on the sandbox continues. Dude, this one is not even out yet. They just finished like Kickstarter like a few months ago. To make hard choices to ensure a sustainable path to delivering Stars Reach for the long term. After exploring every alternative available to us, we concluded this step was necessary to stay true to the trust players had placed in us. Roadmap priorities will still be followed. Development on the sandbox with no change in its scope or promised gameplay. Playtests will also still move forward. And be as prudent as possible in tough times for the game industry is what led to layoffs. Encourages players to test the game and spread the word of mouth as a form of support. Also assures that this isn't a death knell for the game. Though he also takes some time to confess the current rough state of the MMO and the risks of game dev in general. Any tester who's been playing regularly knows that we have had some pretty buggy builds lately, and these set us back in a variety of ways, so we have to be conservative and very careful about how we spend the money we have, because there's no guarantee of further investment given the climate in the games industry these days. And guess I'd put it this way, when we forecast forward, we try to think of everything that could go wrong, and we make choices like this one to maximize the odds of success. It is still games, it is high risk, we could fail to make it fun, fail to attract enough players, etc. Lots of ways to fail, but I made this choice in order to work towards success, not as a step towards failure. Man, making like MMO right now in this environment, in this, you know, situation, oof. That must fucking suck, actually. Just pretty much like raising, like they raised like mil, not even mil, I think, from Kickstarter, and that to develop like a fucking MMO, dude, out of everything. Like when you need for years to work on that shit, just to kind of like release something playable. Like I mean, okay, Ashes of Creation is kind of like, you know, think, well, speaking of, right? Think example, but still, it's like decade pretty much of, you know, like just sinking money into it, then to deliver something and then get scammed and everything, but that's a different story already. This is this story actually here. Ashes of Creation investor accuses Intrepid's Steven Sheriff of fraud and financial malfeasance. A YouTuber NefasQS released a spicy video featuring information reportedly provided by primary investor Jason Karamonis of Yaya Legacy Trust. Then the Yaya Legacy Trust, who Nefas says handed over private documentation and over 380 pages of text communication between Karamonis and studio head Steven Sheriff, including accounting books provided by another investor's forensic accountant. Other victims, according to Karamonis, are investors Robert Dawson, $80 million, and Tom Alakazin, $2 million. Details in the video include multiple text messages where Sheriff asked for and was sent money by Karamonis over the course of multiple years, as well as word that Sheriff secured a deal with Chinese company iDreamSky for $60 million over 5 years with a 35% revenue share in 2019. In our own 2017 interview, Sheriff told us game was at that point self-funded. Yeah, that was like always the selling point. I remember back in the day. That is like, oh bro, I made some money. I'm loaded. I'm backing some massive money. So I'm just gonna invest it and make my dream game from my own money. Yeah, looks like not really. What does surprise us is the allegation that Sheriff never put in any of his own money at all. But iDreamSky apparently pulled out of the deal, which allegedly put Karamonis into debt and had Sheriff scrambling to even fund payroll for devs for multiple months. The debt accrued by Intrepid, according to Nefas math from all of the figures provided in documentation, totals over $105 million, though Karamonis says it is closer to $140 million. Readers surely have heard rumors about Sheriff's mansion throughout this drama, and Karamonis offers alleged insight there too, suggesting that it was paid for through company funds and that investors, including Karamonis, bailed him out of foreclosure, along with money from the Steam launch that Sheriff allegedly used to pay off the house instead of cover final payroll. Apparently, it was the other key investor, Robert Dawson, who finally demanded the restructure of the company at the top of 2026 to include layoffs, new funding, a results-based earnout structure for Sheriff, and equity sharing for investors, excluding Sheriff, who allegedly hadn't invested. Well, I mean, if he hadn't spent his money, then yeah, why? According to Karamonis, Sheriff rejected the proposal, leading to the implosion of the studio 2 weeks ago. A video concludes with word of investors, companies, and banks pursuing the company and Sheriff to get their money back from Intrepid, as well as Karamonis preparing to file suit against Sheriff, whom he accuses of fraud out of principle. And in case you're wondering, that other key investor, Robert Dawson, now controls Ashes and what happens next, though Karamonis says the technical leads aren't cooperating with Dawson's alleged attempt to salvage the game itself. The full sobering claims in the video are made below, while America can also be seen here. And bear in mind that these are claims thus far, and the whole thing has yet to be outed in court. Well, so technically, the Ash is gonna still potentially live, I guess, since they got so many investors that probably still want to make something out of this game. The problem is, from what I gathered, this guy, the Karamonis, and every single investor in this game, basically all of them are like multi-level marketing, you know, people. So, including the Sheriff himself. So basically, he kind of like, he scammed the scammers, sorta. But he also ended up scamming a bunch of regular players, right, who already paid for the game and stuff and bought the game, which sucks. But the thing is, like, game looks like gonna be like in the hands of those investors who are also like known for like MLM, you know, scams and stuff like that. No, companies, all right. I guess. So I don't know. They're not in jail, I guess, or something. So I guess that's not considered a scam. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like, maybe it's the loud type of it. I don't know. For me, it all seems kind of very sussy in general, multi-level stuff. I did see that shit in action. So yeah, it's kind of like probably not the best people to own the game and you know, develop the game. Sprinkle few allegedly there, yeah. Oh, few allegedly, but like even if it's like not fully true, you know, like the reality, I assume, in reality, I assume that like since he pieced out and everything and there were actual investors, then the game is in the hands of investors. And what's gonna happen with it is a big fucking question mark. Probably not dead, but the thing is like, will those investors who just went in for the money do something good with the game, or will they just basically try to kind of like scavenge whatever they can from that, salvage? I don't know. I guess we'll see, but yeah, kind of sucks because like I wouldn't say I was a believer in Ashes, but I was kind of like hoping it will be kind of decent. And not to mention like, you know, when it released, it actually was still maintaining the numbers for like a month or like 1.5 months basically, right? It was still maintaining the numbers considering pretty high entry fees sort of to get in the game, right? It still was doing kind of solid numbers for alpha test MMO. That was quite impressive. So I did have some hopes that maybe it will eventually be something decent to play, but now it's gonna be way harder to get that at that stage. Discord is reportedly conducting an age verification experiment in the UK linked to Palantir. There it is, dude. Discord requiring everyone to share sensitive documents to verify the age on the platform, and then get ready for a likely fresh layer of disgust because users in the UK are already being required to provide their data to a company that is primarily funded by Palantir owner Peter Thiel. There it is. True, hello, true. True. Reports from UK users first unveiled this matter, which was then later confirmed in Discord's own support article. Here is the relevant information verbatim. If you're located in the UK, you may be part of an experiment where your information will be processed by an age assurance vendor persona. The information you submit will be temporarily stored for up to 7 days, then deleted. For ID document verification, all details are blurred except your photo and date of birth. So only what's truly needed for age verification is used. Can't you just then when you're requiring the papers, can't you just let people blur that stuff yourself? For example, why not? You need only photo and date of birth. There you go. I blurred it myself. That was the case, the case already before sometimes, like some unnecessary information, like back in the day with like the early crypto days. I mean, it's still maybe the same even. Like when I needed to confirm some stuff, I was just pretty much kind of like needed to send, like I usually never used my like actual passport and stuff. I was using my like driver's license back then. And yeah, I was just like basically like blurring some stuff and just putting like a massive watermark. What is this photo used for? And sending it to KYC to know your customer. And like, that always worked. Like, if you need that, what's the problem? Why do you need to blur it for me in the app or something? I can do it myself and send you what you need only. So we'll see. Admittance that provided images of either users' faces or their government IDs is saved once more, raises the issue of digital safety. Discord's pre-existing failure in that regard. So that one. Peter Thiel himself is also notorious for co-founding the company Palantir. Provides IC data to harass US immigrants and is compiling data on US citizens on the request of the current presidential administration. Users were already revolting against imposed policies, which saw what seemed to be some slight walkback on the requirements, as the company's global health of a product policy suggested vaguely that most adults won't see age verification prompts. Thiel's name being linked to the matter can likely only make this worse. Even so, policy is still on track to go live in March. We'll see. Alright, one sec, let me see if I'm missing what you guys posted. Some of the stuff posted there. Right, that we saw, that we also saw. Alright, good. Looks like we caught up with everything. Wait, 3 showcases on February 19th? Wait, which ones? Dude, February 19th? This is fucking Thursday again, bro. Fuck off with that shit. What do they have there? The FunFest Convergence. Ah, okay. Convergence of the Black Voices Gaming. Convergence one is also can be that is nice. That is nice. Where is this? When is this one? Well, I mean, I could kind of replan and get like Monday stream, Tuesday, Wednesday off. I could do that, I guess. Because when was the last Convergence showcase? Was recently though, wasn't it? Right? Not September. Well, I mean, not that recent, I guess. All right. They just never like they did like the first Convergence show